Hey guys, Cotton Grammar with another assimilation webinar. We have SEO Fact or Fiction Part 2. We have a stacked panelist list here. We're going to run through and say hi to everyone in no particular order. And we'll start out with my co-host who's always on with me every week. Derek, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Then we got Fletch. Fletch, how you doing, buddy?
Whoop, there we go. How's it going, bud?
Doing good.
Good to be on.
Are you ready for some more revealing information?
Oh, you have no idea what might be coming out tonight. It's going to be heavy duty, even more serious than last time. We got pictures this time.
Oh, no. Oh, no. My buddy Greg Morrison, how you, man?
What's going on, Cotton?
Not a lot. You ready for this tonight?
I'm ready to roll.
Good. That sounds good. And our other Gregory Ortiz, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Cotton, how's it going?
Going good. This is your first time participating in Fact or Fiction, so welcome.
Awesome. Thank you.
Great. And we have my good buddy and everyone's favorite, Jimmy Kelly. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, Cotton?
Doing good. This is your first one also. You looking forward to this?
Yeah, it'll be good.
Good. You know, I'm always looking forward to these diversified answers that we all give. So with all these SEOs we have on here, I'm sure we're going to get some different answers. And Joe Marfolio, what's up, buddy?
What's happening, man? Glad to be here.
The father of the hot seat. Is that what we're going to start calling you?
Oh, man.
We could do that if you want.
Yeah, it's better than some of the other stuff you've been calling me. So.
Oh.
Who's called the father of the hot pants, I think.
Hot pants.
Hot
I think
pants.
that's you, Fletch.
I don't know. That's not the picture I got, but maybe.
Exactly. And then we have my good buddy, not last but least, but because he's at the bottom of the list. Not because he's last, but my good friend Stephen Floyd. What's up, buddy? Uh-oh, we have a mic problem with Stephen. Golden Hands, are you there? As Stephen works on operating on his mic, we will get back to him. He is on. Maybe he went on a bathroom break or something, but we'll come back to him. So guys, once again, what we are going to be on right now is going to be the OMG Way group right here. The OMG Way group. We're going to be on the very first post. It's pinned at the top. And guys, participation is very important in this webinar because we actually want to see what your answers are. And we're going to ask you what you think the answers are. You're going to answer hashtag fact or hashtag fiction. Now, once all of us answer, if you want to know more about this answer, we need a minimum of 75 hashtag explains. Then we'll explain our answer. If there's not enough interest to get an explanation, we will move forward to the next question. That's how it works. So I want to make sure that everyone is with me and paying attention. I want you to give me a hashtag, let's go. Let's go. Right here in the OMG group. If you're not in here, we're approving people right now. We have several people that can. We want to make sure that you are following us and that we can read what you're saying. And we got it right here. We're getting all the hashtag let's goes right here. And when we get about 100 of these, because I want to get you warmed up, when we get about 100 hashtag let's goes, we're going to start the questions and we're going to go from there. So looks like we're getting off to a pretty slow start. Guys, if you've got two screens, you might need to use them. Or I'm just telling you right now, you can listen to the question and stay open in the Facebook group and answer right there because we want to know your answers as well, to see how well you're learning things in OMG, to see how you're participating, and it's just fun. So we're getting them to start piling in right here. So it looks like that we're slowly creeping up to the amount of people that we have. I think most people assume that we're going to do a questions and answers. This is the only webinar to where I know to where we climb up as the webinar goes, not drop. So it should be a full webinar tonight. I'm looking forward to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the first question. But I tell you what we'll do to kill a little bit of time. We'll talk about this. Who's anxious to get a little bit more information about OMG Live? Give me hashtag OMG Live. If you'd like for me to talk about and reveal some more of the speakers, some more of what's going to go on at OMG Live, so you can know if that's something that you're going to want to attend. Because I'm telling you, this is going to be an amazing, amazing event. And guys, we've only revealed a few of the speakers so far, or we've only announced them on here. But one of them, we finally got a chance to get live. And one of them I'm going to announce right now, which obviously it wouldn't be OMG Live without him, is Jimmy Kelly. Jimmy, are you going to be able to throw it down this year at OMG Live?
I don't know. It's going to be pretty tough, I think.
No, you always got so much information to throw down that I'm not worried about that. You know, Jimmy and I were talking about OMG Live last couple of weeks, and one of the things that Jimmy and I were talking about is and everyone involved, we want this OMG Live to be very different than any OMG Live that you've ever been to before. This is literally going to be no different than an assimilation webinar. We want to hit you with information every few moments. Just reveal after reveal after reveal. I know that Jimmy's got some incredible ideas, as I was just talking to him earlier today, and I know and another speaker is going to be Derek. I've asked Derek what some of the things he's going to be going through, and Derek, you got quite a list of things that you want to drop on people, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, the list is getting bigger and bigger, so I just got to figure out which ones are the best for you guys so you don't blow up.
Right. And the great part about this is something that, we're not going to talk about on assimilation, or we're not going to talk about anywhere else. We can only talk about it here because it's too lethal to get out. And I know that's been said from other OMG Lives, but this one is going to hold true. And I know that also from talking to Greg, you got some incredible stuff that you're testing right now that literally might blow the doors off of OMG Live when we talk about it here in a few months, right?
Yeah, man. Tons of tested stuff in the tube, and can't wait to see the results. So that's going to be fun.
Right. And the only one person that I haven't named, but guys, you know that Stephen Floyd is also going to be one of the speakers there. He had problems and had to log out right now. But Stephen's got some incredible information to share. You know how he's impacted OMG this year, how he shared his information on the assimilation webinars and just literally changed a lot of things about how we do stuff. So that's not going to be any different from there. And I know, Fletch, you're ready to throw down too, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I'll share whatever we have time for. I got, I know I normally kind of keep to the beginner stuff, but I've got some things that I could share in a live event that I think would really move the needle for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, I was excited to talk to you yesterday and hear about some of the stuff you got going on. You've really made a dramatic change over the last 3 or 4 months that I think that you're going to be nipping at my heels money-wise here in the next 6 months.
Oh yeah, well, I actually don't, Cotton. I think you're going to be nipping at my heels.
Oh, good. I love that, man. Hey, seeing a brother succeed is always great. So, absolutely.
There you go, bro.
So no, you've come. You're on fire right now, man. I'm kind of scared of you. Right now, you're like one of the most hottest income earners out there with some of the stuff you've done over the last 60 days. And if you keep getting dangerous like this, it's going to be hard for me to keep up after a while. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you're going to have to say at OMG Live as well. So guys, all of this stuff equals one thing. And it's going to be a different OMG Live than you've ever experienced before. And I have a feeling that you're going to walk away from here saying it's the greatest SEO event that you've ever attended. And a matter of fact, I can almost guarantee it. So guys, if you're on the fence about it or if you hadn't, I do know that we're going to give the link a little bit later on in the webinar towards we go, but there is like an early bird sign up for it. You're saving like $50 or something, but you get signed up for it and get on the payment plan. at least it's not that hard on you. But guys, I can promise you this. If you've been to the last two OMG lives, or if you've been to one of them, I can promise you that this OMG live is going to be like nothing you've ever been at. I put my word on it. So the information, I'm also going to be speaking about conversion, and I'm also going to be doing SEO as well. And, Joe, you've got some pretty crazy stuff that you can talk about as well, don't you?
I got a few things that I'm going to be talking about. So having to do with SEO and maybe some stuff about lead gen.
Great.
So I got a grab bag for sure.
Sure. Guys, can one of you do me a favor and make Steven an organizer? He's in the crowd. And I've like had a chance to like share with Joe some of the things that I'm like doing, and Fletch a little bit. But Joe, if I reveal what I think I'm going to reveal, how do you think that's gonna change things?
Oh man, I don't even want you to reveal that. I was hoping you weren't gonna. I think if you reveal what we talked about, and I'm not kidding, man, that's gonna be like that. It's like nothing that anyone's done. I mean, when you told me, I was still thinking about it this morning. So yeah, it's some amazing stuff that you're testing out right now.
Good. And that's the type of stuff we're going to bring to OMG Live. I literally want it to be the marquee, the pinnacle event of SEO on this planet. And we have the SEOs to do it. Guys, Jimmy Kelly alone could just carry this whole thing. Each one of us alone are talented enough to carry this event ourselves, but we're all coming together. So it's going to be an exciting event. So with that, I don't want to bore you enough. Now we've got close to 300 people on. Before we started, people are getting in slow. We're going to jump right into the fact or fiction. Is everybody ready? Now remember, when I ask the question, you're going to put it on here, right here, in this chat box right here. You're going to put either fact or fiction and play along. And the first question is, the best way to rank is to optimize your domain name to include keywords. Fact or fiction? So we're going to go to the Facebook page and we're going to see what everyone's saying. Fact or fiction? Sometimes we're going to have to refresh this. God, wouldn't you know that I just got off this whole thing? And we will go over here and check. And we'll get this moving a little bit faster here. Fact. We're getting a lot of facts. We're getting some fictions. Guys, we need more people here. We got a lot of fiction, some facts. We got Jeffrey saying it's a fact. John saying it's fiction. We're getting some fictions here. Looks like we're getting a lot of fictions. We're going to start out mixed up here. Guys, if I forget someone in this, please, I'm going to bounce around just so we don't have to stay with the same rotation every time. So everyone's saying that that is fiction. So with this right here, we go to this question. Greg Morrison, fact or fiction?
That's a pretty strong way to do it, but I'll say fiction.
Great.
I mean, it does say best, so.
Fiction. Fletch, fact or fiction?
That's fact. It's the most powerful place you can put your keyword.
Wow. Derek Owasiak, fact or fiction?
Well, if you know what you're doing, it's a fact.
Okay. Jimmy Kelly, fact or fiction?
I'd say fiction.
Okay. Jimmy says fiction. Joe Marfolio.
Going on the term the best way, I would have to say fiction.
Gregory Ortiz, fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fiction as well because it says best way.
Stephen Floyd, fact or fiction?
I'm going to go fiction on that.
Okay. And guys, remember, if you want an explanation, we need to have a minimum of 50 explains. If we don't have a minimum of 50 explains inside of 30 seconds, we're moving on to the next question. So we're getting a few in, but nowhere near enough for us to explain. So they're like starting to roll in quickly right here, as you can see. But it looks like that they want us to explain. Guys, you think we have enough to explain here yet? Anybody? Am I the only one alive? I think we got enough.
Oh yeah, let's
All right. Who wants to get a shot at explaining this? Oh, you know what? I never gave mine. think that I think this is fiction as well. So, Fletch, let's start out with you. You're a
Yep.
brilliant mind. I want to know why you say fact.
Having a keyword in the domain name, very similar to a brand, is the most powerful and most influential place you can have your keyword. It doesn't necessarily best is kind of something that threw a wrench, I think, and it may be a curveball for a lot of people answering that question,
Sure.
but it's the most powerful place it can be.
Okay. Greg Morrison, you said it was fiction, correct? Or fact?
Yep.
Why is it fiction?
Just because it says best. I mean, what Fletch said was totally right. There's just so many other things that go into ranking a website that's hard for me to say one thing is the best.
True. Great. Anyone else want to add anything to that? Stephen, why did you say it was fiction?
Well, I mean, I'm going with what Greg said, obviously,
Right.
but if I mean, I could choose a couple of things that I would say are number one, and none of them would be a keyword and title.
Great. Okay. Looks like we got enough right here. We'll move on to the next question. We'll see what it is. And some of these guys, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't even know what they're going to be. So, AdWords is removing keyword ads and replacing them with what it thinks is relevant based on your site's content. So, read that again. Take it slow, and I want you to start putting fact or fiction of what you believe. AdWords is removing keyword ads and replacing them of what it thinks is relevant based on your own site's content. Is this fact or is this fiction? We're getting, guys, you can't say explain before we start, but we're like getting a no clue. We're getting a fiction. Come on, guys, we need to participate. Just go quick. It's okay. Looks like that we're having a unanimous fiction. A unanimous fiction. I don't see anyone saying fact. Oh, we have Anthony Williams says it's a fact. So we got our first fact. So we will go to the panelists. Stephen Floyd, is this fact or fiction?
You should probably do me last. It's absolutely a fact.
Oh, really? Oh, all right. Joe Marfolio, fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fact.
Jimmy Kelly, fact or fiction?
You know, I just totally didn't even see the question.
Jimmy, stop playing World of Warcraft.
I apologize.
You can that like dragon can get its ass whipped later. Come on. It says AdWords is removing keyword ads and replacing them with what it thinks is relevant based on your site's content. Fact or fiction?
I would say fact.
Okay. And Gregory Ortiz, fact or fiction?
it's an absolute fact.
Greg Morrison, fact or fiction?
Say fact, because everyone else said fact.
Fletch, fact or fiction?
Now, I'm going to follow Greg's lead on this one. I don't have a friggin' clue, but I'm going to say fact anyway.
Okay. Derek Owasiak, fact or fiction?
Yeah, I read about it. It's a fact.
Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know anything about AdWords. I would have answered fiction. So I'm going to be honest and true to what my initial response was. I would have said it was fiction. So, but it doesn't matter that I know. So if you guys would like an explanation of why this is, and it's obvious that I was wrong on what this is, then let's get 50 explains. And let's have Stephen explain why this is a fact, if you really want to know. This is important. If you got a client asking this question and you're doing AdWords or they even add, hey, I want to ask a question about AdWords. It's important to know. So we got to wait till we get about 50 thrown up in there and we'll explain. And we need a few more and then we'll get it. So Stephen.
Yes, sir.
Why is this a fact?
Well, I just posted a link to the thread if anybody would like to read it. But this is an official announcement from Google. And one thing that I'd like to read, just one little part of it here, is, let's see, DSA, which is dynamic search ads, helps you reach your customers with the right information in the moments they're searching without the need to manage keywords. DSA indexes your website to determine which searches to show ads for. If a search is relevant to the content on your website, Google will automatically create an ad to enter into the auction. Now get this, your ads, headlines, and landing pages are generated based on the products and services you offer and what people are searching for.
Wow. Pretty
Skynet. Skynet.
Right. Guys, we all just learned. I mean, Derek read it. I hadn't read this. So, guys, I'm even learning something here myself. You know, that's what this fact or fiction is for. You can thank Steven for that. He asked me to slip that question in. So, you guys got to learn. I got to learn. So, give Steven a thanks for that question, because I think that I shouldn't have went with him first. That was a bad mistake, because I know everyone would have answered fiction probably. So, except for Derek. So, that's a great question. So, we have got enough of that. So, we will get on to the next question. Now we've learned that they are removing keywords and replacing them with what it thinks is relevant. Crazy. Next question. It is very hard to rank without a site XML file. So you guys have seen that. Guys, is this fact or fiction? It's very hard to rank without a sitemap XML file. Is fact or fiction? We're getting about 50% right now. We want to see about 100 responses before we go to our expert panelists. We look like we're getting 50-50, fact, fiction, fiction. Looks like it's going in. Come on, guys, let's load it up. What do you think? Fiction. This is running about fiction. Getting a lot of people fiction. So this is running probably about 60-40 right now. You got Dave Keys doesn't even want to put fact or fiction. He just put BS. Some say fact. I think I Am Donald said this is a fact. He's continuing to put that it's a fact. So I think he's got an AI that's took over his computer. So we're going to go right in a random order here. Joe Marfolio, is this fact or fiction?
Well, I've been putting these sitemaps on my site since I started. So for me, I'm going to say fact.
Okay. We're going to go to Gregory Ortiz. Is this fact or fiction?
Yeah, I'm going to say fact as well.
Okay. Derek Owasiak, fact or fiction?
How was the wording of that again?
The wording is, it's very hard to rank without a sitemap, not XML file.
Yeah, it's false. Fiction.
Okay. Fletch, fact or fiction?
That is pure, unadulterated fiction.
Jimmy Kelly, fact or fiction?
I'd say it's fiction, but it does help with indexing. So
Sure. Greg Morrison, fact or fiction?
I'd say fiction.
Okay. I think I've got everybody except, Steven, have I already asked you? Got so many people here. Fact or fiction?
No, I'm going to go Fictionosaurus Rex on that one.
Great. And I knew what it was. It's fiction as well. So, guys, this is fiction. Sites can be ranked without it, as Jimmy said. Makes indexing easier, but it's not necessary to rank a website. So if you guys want more, I think I've just kind of explained that without you having to type explain. So there's where we go. We will move on to the next question. Let's see what it is. Indexed and crawled mean the same thing. Index and crawled mean the same thing. Is this fact or fiction, guys? Fact or fiction? Want to get everyone loading them up in here. It looks like everyone is. Hold on, let me refresh this so we can get it going. Sometimes they're getting so many of them roll in here, we can't even see what's going on. Here we go. We got a fact. We got some facts here. That indexed and crawled are the same thing. Come on, guys, let's load it up. Usually, we got fiction. We got fiction. Come on, guys, I want to see how many guys know your stuff. Fiction, fiction. By the way, I am Donald. You were wrong on the last one. Just want to let you know, but thanks for participating. Fiction, fiction. Well, it looks like everyone's saying that this is fiction. We got a few facts before. It says crawl is what you do if you're drinking with Jimmy. How does Lori know? Who is Lori? We need to investigate this. Jimmy, what's up, man?
I have no idea.
He was drinking. He doesn't remember.
Right. Come on. It says that Craig hijacked her account. Wow. Blame Craig. Sure. Good save. So we will go to our expert panelist. We will start out with Stephen Floyd. I know this is a confusing question for you, but I'll ask it to you. Is crawl and index mean the same thing? Fact or fiction?
You know, when you asked that, I was sitting here and I was really kind of thinking about it, and I was half tempted to go Google it or to private message Derek to get the answer, but I didn't. I held fast, so I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that's fiction.
Great. Joe Marfolio, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Jimmy Kelly, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Gregory Ortiz, fact or fiction?
That's fiction.
Greg Morrison, fact or fiction?
That's fiction.
Fletch, fact or fiction?
That's fiction.
Great. Derek Awasiak, fact or fiction?
Yeah, well, fiction.
Guys, if you really don't need to get an explanation for this. Or maybe you do. If you want a deeper explanation for it, please type in #explain. We get 50, we won't. I'll wait for 10 seconds. No one really is doing it, so we will move to the next question. We're waiting. No, there's not enough. Next question. Here we go. The only way to see what pages your site has indexed is Google Webmasters. The only way to see what pages your site has indexed is Google Webmasters. Guys, is this fact or fiction? We are getting a lot of fictions. We're getting a lot of fictions here. Looks like no one's wanting to say. There we go. We got a fact in here. Mark is jumping out on a limb and saying it's a fact. Still getting some fictions. There we go. Larry says it's a fact. So we're still waiting for more to come in. Need about 100 before we go. And Derek Awasiak, is this fact or fiction?
Is that the only way? That's fiction.
Fletch, fact or fiction?
I will call that fiction.
Greg Morrison, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Gregory Ortiz?
Fiction.
Jimmy Kelly?
Fiction.
Joe Marfolio?
Fiction.
Stephen Floyd?
Got to go with
Guys, if you want an explanation, you know what to do. If not, we're going to move on to the next question. I think that everyone is satisfied with the answer. So we will move it along to the next question. Guys, this is going to be an individual, and I want you to put this for yourself, and then we're going to answer this as well. I use expired tumblers to rank my websites. Fact or fiction? You answer for yourself. Fact or fiction? Let's see what everyone's doing here. Fiction, fiction, fact, fact, fiction, fact big time. Some guys are fact. Jimmy uses expired tequila. What is that? Jimmy, what do you got going on with this crowd, man? You're just ensuing a party over here.
I don't know.
That was from Ryan Dirty Juice also. Do you know Dirty Juice?
I don't think so.
Oh. I'm just saying. We got a chance to hang out with Dirty Juice in LA. His name, Dirty Juice. So if you're hanging out with Dirty Juice, you're up to no good, Jimmy. So it says not the only thing, but the fact I use Tumblr to help rank. Okay. So guys, we're going to answer this individually with ourselves, and if we do it or not. Stephen Floyd, is this fact or fiction for you?
I hate a fact or fiction answer on this, but the truth is fact.
Okay. Joe Marfolio, fact or fiction?
So do I use Tumblr, expired Tumblrs to rank?
Yes.
That is, for myself, that's fiction.
Okay. Jimmy Kelly, fact or fiction?
Fact.
Gregory Ortiz, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Greg Morrison, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Fletch, fact or fiction?
That's a fiction for me.
Derek Owasiak, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Yeah, it's fiction for me as well. So, guys, if you want further explanation as to why some of us use them and why some of us don't, need 50 explains. If not, we will move on to the next question. So some of us do, some of us don't. And let me refresh this to see. I don't think I'm getting all of them come in the way I want to. Here we go. Okay. Guys, I need some more explains if you want it. If you want us to explain, I'm going to give you 10 more seconds. Come up with 20 more explains. If not, we're going to move to the next question. Yeah, we're not getting them, so that's all good. So hold on. Let me make sure. I think it's hard. We're getting in so many that Facebook's having a hard time. Oh, there is quite a few explains. Okay. For those of us that don't, let's just start out with Jimmy. You said that you do use expired tumblers to rank.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like to explain?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can go out and get these ones that are already pre-built power. It's no different than using a PBN, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you're already doing them on a high DA property. They're great for using for ranking YouTube videos and anything that you want to embed, really.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Great. Then we will go to Greg Morrison.
Hey, Cotton.
Yes.
Before we're done, can I explain? Because my answer is not typically what I would have answered.
Sure. Go ahead.
You mind? Yeah, I mean, kind of like Jimmy said. I mean, I had to say yes because I do use them. I use them in a very, very specific way, and I don't scrape them. Just to be clear, I have brokers that I buy them from that
Sure.
they're already powered up, they're already aged.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like Jimmy said, you know, they're cheaper than PBNs usually, and they're obviously already hosted.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
Great. I'll go ahead and explain why I don't use them. I specifically say I don't use them because it confuses new people and they think that it's some magic way. Jimmy is such a genius at SEO that Jimmy could make anything rank. But for those of you that are learning SEO, I feel that it's absolutely a waste of your time to scrape tumblers and think that you're going to rank competitive keywords. It's going to replace high-powered PBNs. You're naive, you're wasting your money, and you're wasting your time. Do exactly what Greg teaches. And if you do what Greg teaches you and stop wasting time trying to find shortcuts, then you might actually have some number ones in some competitive markets instead of a lot of OMGers that have no high rankings almost anywhere. We have almost 2,000 members and no one ranking anywhere highly for a lot of things. So I think if people started taking shortcuts and start following a little bit more of what Greg says and trusting him with buying that sort of stuff and trying to get technical, then you're going to see your rankings skyrocket. Jimmy is 100% right with what he says, but Jimmy is a genius. And I can't do half the stuff that Jimmy does. So Jimmy's right. So that's my answer. Greg, I'll let you answer why you don't.
Because I just never need to. And for me, just keeping it simple, strong links, going either to social or to your home page, I mean, that's all I need.
Yeah. I don't like taking shortcuts. And I'm not saying that is, but Jimmy has such an arsenal of things set aside that he can rank with. He uses everything. Jimmy, is there really anything that you kind of don't use to rank with?
I don't think. I mean, I've tried just about everything. I mean, there's other methods that I use to go after specific keywords, but
sure.
I mean, yeah, why not use it?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, great. All right, we will move on to the next question, guys. Jimmy Kelly was the first SEO in outer space. Now, you might think this is a trick question, but Jimmy, weren't you in the Department of Defense?
Yes, I was.
Where were you stationed at?
I was stationed at the Secondary Space Command.
Oh, okay. So, guys, I want to see how well you know Jimmy Kelly. Is this fact or fiction? Is Jimmy Kelly the first SEO in outer space? Someone's asking, is there a bar in outer space? Jimmy, what are you doing? And guys, listen.
I don't know why people keep drinking stuff, but, you know.
That's Dirty Juice is saying
that. Must think I'm a lush or something.
Dude, Dirty Juice keeps posting that. So people are saying, Jimmy, you're getting a lot of facts. You're getting a lot of facts. And this is a question that you and I talked about through Great Link this afternoon. And guys, listen, what I want you to start doing is I want you to start photoshopping Jimmy's head on an astronaut suit. That's like what we want to start seeing, is that. So the first person to do that is really going to get my respect. So, guys, it looks like that we're going through here, we're getting fact. Look, there's some fictions, but Jimmy, it looks like you're split. So what we'll do is we'll leave Jimmy out of this for the final reveal. And we are going to go to our panelists right now. And we're going to start with Fletch. Fletch, I've never discussed this question with you before. I know what the answer is. Is Jimmy Kelly the first SEO in outer space?
I truly believe he was. I think I put him there when we were out at certification the other a few months ago. I think we both may have visited about the same time, but he reached orbit faster than I did.
Wow. Okay. Greg Morrison, is Jimmy Kelly the first SEO in outer space?
I believe it. I'll say fact.
Gregory Ortiz? Gregory Ortiz just muted himself to talk, and there you go. That's it.
Sorry. No, I was saying fact. It sounds like it's something that could have definitely happened.
Great. Joe Marfolio.
I'm going to be a contrarian and say fiction.
Okay. Stephen Floyd. Is Jimmy Kelly the first SEO in outer space?
Gotta be a fact.
Okay. Derek Owasiak. Is this fact or fiction?
It's fiction.
Okay. I say it is fact. And we're going to get the answer from the man himself. Jimmy Kelly, were you technically the first SEO in outer space? fact or fiction?
No, I never went to outer space.
But let me ask you this. Did you possibly do some SEO on a satellite that was in outer space?
Well, that division does control the satellite stuff and, anything computer security related with other countries. So, but no, nothing used for SEO.
Okay. We just wanted to make sure. But you have put keystrokes on a computer in outer space. Is this true? Okay. We have the information correct, so no one has to do #explain. So there we go. So guys, Jimmy Kelly is not the first SEO in outer space, so it could still be one of you OMGers. All you got to do is go SpaceX, take a thing up there, take your laptop up there, just do one keyword and kaboom. You go into Guinness's World Book of Records as the first SEO in outer space. So we'll move on to the next question. Mobilepocalypse had almost no effect on the search engines. Mobilepocalypse had almost no effect on the search engines. Is this fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? We'll see. I think I'm going to have to update this again so we can. Oh, wow. A unanimous. We got some facts here. Fiction. Come on, guys. We need some more. Oh, there we go. What do you think about that, Jimmy?
That is awesome.
Hold on.
And you go get it.
Oh, look. What is this?
Hey, that's even better.
Oh, look. He said, is this you, Jimmy? Wow. This is great. I had to wait for the first one in. So, Joshua Ferris, thank you for putting Jimmy Kelly in outer space. So it looks like that we have a lot of fictions here. And we will end this one with Stephen Floyd. So we will start. Derek Owasiak, is this fact or fiction?
Almost had no fiction.
Fiction. Fletch, fact or fiction?
Fiction. Had a very big shakeup for mobile sites.
Greg Morrison, fact or fiction?
I'll say fiction.
Gregory Ortiz, fact or fiction?
I'd say fiction.
Jimmy Kelly, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
You see that picture, Jimmy?
It's a good one, Dave.
Dave actually got a pretty good one there. Joe Marfolio, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Great. What is that? It says Jimmy Kelly, is this in the house? And Stephen Floyd, I know that this is near and dear to your heart. Is this fact or fiction?
Well, I kind of taught this, with you over a couple of weeks. So, if it was fiction, I'd be a little embarrassed now. So, I got to say, if it was fact, so I got to say fiction, though.
Great. Good. And we have to give credit to Dave Keys. This is probably the best Photoshop it done in the quickest amount of time that I can recall. So congratulations, Dave Keys. You put Jimmy Kelly in outer space. So right now we have another special guest. Guys, I want to ask you a serious question. Fact or fiction? Do you want to hear something special from Mike Long? Give me a fact or fiction. They jammed your head.
That's pretty good too.
Fact or fiction, guys? Do you want to hear something special from Mike Long? Fact or fiction? Let's load it up. Come on. Load it up. Mike, you're a loved man. He said, hell yeah. People's not even doing fact or fiction. They're doing hell yeahs.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a good.
That's a lot.
Good,
It's
good
100%.
reaction
It's 100% right there.
there. Uh-oh.
Mike,
All right.
you missed the question. Was Jimmy Kelly the first SEO in outer space?
Oh, that's true. That one's true, actually. Jimmy.
What's going on, Mike?
Man, feeling good. Looking forward to everything. Jimmy and I were talking about some underground SEO stuff yesterday. It was pretty fun. But what's that reverb coming from? I hope that's not me.
I don't know. It sounds like a
Yeah,
frog.
I noticed that too.
It sounds like a little frog like chirping.
Like somebody's got a record on replay.
Derek, damn it. It was Derek, see?
Wow, Derek was trying to steal the show on you, Mike.
This proves that Derek's a space alien. Where's Street Smart Chat? Is he on here?
Hey, what's happening, Mike?
All right, Joe. So what we all want to go to Google or to YouTube. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, YouTube.
Derek's back. All right. So Cotton, can you go to YouTube?
So somebody is.
It might be in that Facebook thread, like a image thing. I don't know.
Hold on, I'm going to YouTube right here. Okay. Who is? Maybe if we mute everybody, we could see until we're down to. Hold on.
It's gonna be going.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. Oh, it was Joe.
Somebody's practicing their dubstep or something.
Yeah, Joe was the one rocking it out for us. So, all right, we're on YouTube right now.
All right. Well, I still need Joe.
Well,
Joe, what do we search for? All right. I want everybody to do this. So everybody go to Facebook, please, or YouTube, please. And we're gonna have to hear from Joe either by smoke signals.
Yeah, I'm here. I think that I don't know what that reverb was, but it seems to be gone on my end.
Cool.
That's cool. All right. So what do we search for, Joe?
Make money on Amazon, Mike Long.
All right. But bear in mind this is fairly long tail, but how long ago did we put this video up, Joe?
Well, I mean,
14 minutes ago. He
Yeah.
put it up 14 minutes ago.
Okay, so I want everybody, literally everybody, on this event to go and click on this video, please. And I guess like it and comment on it. Joe, do we want them to like it and comment it? Or no, we want them to, actually what we want you to do, this is actually very serious business here. We want you to go to share.
Well,
Please.
yeah, you want to just watch it. You know, they actually want to watch the whole thing, like it, share it on their Facebook, Twitter. Just
Yeah. Well,
share it.
I've got a specific bribe. Everybody who shares this on their Facebook page, this is actually an 11-minute excerpt from almost a 1-hour video that me and Tim Schmidt put together less than a week ago today. We filmed live in location. And so what I want you to do is I want everybody to go to the share setting and post this on your Facebook wall. But this is a pretty good.
If you
What's
have
that?
Google Plus, do that as well.
Yeah, if you have, all right, so that comes from Greg. So just, do all this social stuff that you see Cotton doing right now. Please go completely nuts with this. And what I've actually prepared the full 60-minute version to give to everybody who will just do that a bunch. Like basically like give it away a bunch. And then here's the procedure. Do that, and then go to mikelong.com and sign up for the list there. And I'm going to mail everybody on that list the whole 60-minute video. It's actually pretty cool. Me and Tim Schmidt got together and did it. And it is actually me and so Tim had just bought a Ferrari at this Fort Lauderdale Ferrari dealership. And he talked me into going in there, and I did, and I bought a brand new car. And I drove off. Me and Tim actually both drove off in our two little Ferraris. We went to Rocco's Tacos, Cotton, just so you know. And so I want everybody to at least put it on in the background running. Definitely watch it, by the way. And I'll tell you this. I want to give you the backstory behind this. This isn't just like, oh, I bought a Ferrari for fun. I really set myself to a pretty high bar. I thought if I was going to spend $300,000 on a car, I mean, I remember the first time I got a car. Cotton, you and I were talking about this. I got like an '87 RX-7 when I was like a senior in high school or something like that, and it was amazing. I was so exciting. It was fun to drive, and it was my first car. I owned it, and it was all, it was really, really fun. But, obviously at this point I can buy what I want to drive. So it doesn't quite have the same effect, but you still really want to share it. I mean, I really enjoy sharing this stuff. And so at first, when we started OMG, I was thinking, well, maybe I'd have to, get at least one earnings report for each $100,000 I spend on a car. So if I spent if I got 3 earnings reports, then that's like 3 people's lives totally change. So that seemed like a good milestone. But then OMG's working so well. I mean, with Greg and with everybody involved, and I thought, well, maybe even 10 times as much would be cool. But then I was like, no, it's way better than that. So where I set the bar at was at least one earnings report for every $1,000 I spent. So at some point I have to add a few more in that I haven't gotten to because we've really gotten literally a flood. Anybody who was on the Amazon Q&A webinar on Monday knows it was incredible. It was a shockwave. I mean, we're talking $10,000 per day, in one day, $17,000 in one day. There was one earnings report on there, $49,000 in one day, and there were 2 that were even higher, just because of kind of an anomaly on Amazon. But anyways, we just have all these earnings reports, and at this point we have over 350 earnings reports from people, most of whom are making between 5 figures per month and even up to 6 figures per month. And so it's just kind of a fun way to celebrate with Tim, because this is how Tim makes his money with OMG, Amazon stuff that he does with Greg and Martin and stuff. And it was just really it was a lot of fun. And so everybody who's done all that social stuff to it and liked it and all that stuff, would you please post in the Facebook thread, please post hashtag the winning team, hashtag the winning team, because I really think that OMG is the winning team. I really enjoy, just so you know, I really enjoy driving this car. It's really fun. I love my Bentley a lot, but it's way better. The car is just way better. And that's really how I feel about OMG for our members. I really feel like our members it's like it takes something that's supposed to be a chore. Doing money and working from home and so forth is supposed to be just as hard work or even harder or lonelier, worse than doing other careers, because otherwise why wouldn't everybody do it? There's so much money in it. There's so much of an upside. And I just realized that a lot of it is, just the camaraderie and the people helping people. It really is like the winning team. I mean, Cotton, I know you were a spectacularly successful athlete, and you obviously played on some winning teams. It's nice. I mean, I was on a couple of sports teams that did really well, and it's fun. You get all the breaks in your direction. That's what it's like being an OMG. I mean, I don't know, Cotton, what do you think?
No, this is the greatest winning team I've ever been on. As I just said before you got on, this OMG Live is going to be so amazing. Each one of us sits on this webinar right now could carry OMG Live alone. And to have all these guys here, all friends, we're all working together and sharing information. It's the greatest SEO team on the planet, hands down. It's amazing.
And I really agree with you. And I've also loved to see what's been going on. I mean, you don't have to look any further than the last assimilation webinar when Cotton had everybody on here and folks started doing retail arbitrage, started Amazon accounts that didn't have them. This Amazon integration that's going on is serious. It's serious stuff. There's a lot of OMGers are making a lot of money. Just this week, I've gotten several all-new earnings reports in. People just getting started, people taking their earnings to the next level. So it's just a really fun time to be inside of OMG. And OMG Live is definitely amazing. I'll tell you this, I definitely put my heart and soul in it. I was just getting ready to call Chaz at Drake's to make sure they get the Hummer lined up for us, the Drake's Hummer, shuttle people back and forth between the Drury and Drake's late night, so that'll be fun. But yeah, I mean, it's I've really, there's been something recently, and it's whenever I get kind of particularly backed up on putting out earnings reports and sharing them with people, it's kind of shocking to me because it really used to be the case in the online marketing world that, earnings reports were just, fairly few and far between. That's just kind of the deal. And, just really recently, I've just been overwhelmingly shocked, like just to see how many, oh my goodness, a lot of people have put hashtag the winning team. That's great. So that should mean, by the way, that you posted it on your Facebook wall and hopefully Google Plus and all over the place. Like, I'd really love to see this video go particularly viral. I don't think that it especially exists. I mean, obviously, you see Ferrari pictures and videos here and there, but this is the over-the-shoulder Ferrari experience. I will tell you that. There's no more going infield. You see right there, literally over my shoulder. But in fairness, actually the full video, it's kind of funny. Like, you might not know just what it's like to get handed a $2,000 instruction book, because that's what they told me. They said if I lost my instruction book, it was like $2,500 or something like that. And it's not leased. If it was leased, I'd be running out of miles pretty fast. It's when you lease a car, they only give you 3,000. It's Ferrari. It's like 3,000 miles per year, so it's like less than 10 miles a day. It's not very fun. I really bought this to drive it. So, anyways, I really enjoyed OMG and seeing people, really, really explode in their success. I mean, that's a fact, and it's definitely a fact that Greg Morrison and Cotton and Jimmy. Joe Fletch, obviously we've got Derek on here, Stephen Floyd, I heard him, I think Ortiz is going to be on here. These are very caring people, not just talented, but very caring, and it is fun to be a part of the winning team where you look to your left and you look to your right, and you're really flanked by awesome people who care and who, not just that are willing to put in the work. I mean, that's kind of cliche, like, so what? There's a lot of work out there that's really kind of lame and doesn't do much. The people that are inside of our, kind of city on hill system, we're really trying to guide people through the forks in the road and so forth. And I do want to put out, by the way, quite a bit of a plug. Give me a hashtag Liz or a hashtag John if you were on my Amazon webinar, my Amazon Q&A webinar with them from earlier this week, because that's in your members area. I got to tell you, it's nuts. Ryan said, I blast Metallica right now, streets. I will. I promise to blast Metallica. Yeah, that webinar is extraordinary. I mean, just to walk in the room and to see so many people that have the kind of preparation where they're now able to make 5 figures in a day or even 6 figures in a day. It's a lot of fun. So anyways, I appreciate everybody posting the video up and sitting out there, tweeting it and doing all that other crap to it. And Greg is going to be working some SEO on it, and me and Greg and Joe are working on that, and we're going to be developing some OMG tests on it, so it should be a lot of fun. Appreciate the attention. So anyways, Fact or Fiction looks like an enormous success as always, Cotton. I actually have to dip out, but I wanted to thank you so much for putting this on. Actually,
I'll give you a fact. You started out with 7 views, now you have 166.
Do I really?
Yeah, right there on the screen. 36 likes. 36.
Hopefully too much activity too soon. We'll see.
Well, it's all coming in from different places, so.
Yeah,
it's natural. So.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, hopefully everyone will have a look at it, and if you feel like sending me a message and telling me your thoughts on it, or just anything that's on your mind, my doors are always open. All right, guys. Thanks so much.
All righty. Take care.
All right, bye-bye, guys.
You can see right there we got a snapshot of the Ferrari check, $243,000 right there. So not bad at all. So we were right in the middle of mobile apocalypse and getting that. And guys, hopefully you post that video wherever you need to and help Mike out. Mike's going to use that video to help bring members into OMG. It's a viral video. People see the success that we're having. It might bring some more people inside of OMG. So any help that you could give is greatly appreciated. And we will move on to the next question. Next question. Using hashtags in your content helps tell Google what your site is about, and it increases your relevancy. Is this fact or fiction? Guys, let's see. Let's go back over to the Facebook group. Fact or fiction? I'm going to read the question one more time. Using hashtags in your content helps tell Google what your site is about and increases your relevancy. Fact or fiction? Let's see what we got here. I'm going to have to refresh this. And I must be in the wrong one. Yeah. Somehow this got out of here. Need to go back over to the other one. What happened? Here we go. Sorry about that. With all the coming on here. Fiction. See the previous comments. Guys, we need some more here. We got fiction. Fact. Patrick says it's a fact. Patricia says it's a fact. Dion says it's a fact. What do we got here? We got fact. So, guys, a lot of people are saying fact. And a few 50-50 right now. We're about 60-40. Using hashtags in your content helps tell Google what your site is about and increases your site relevancy. Stephen Floyd, fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fiction on that one.
Joe Marfolio, fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fiction.
Jimmy Kelly, fact or fiction?
Fact.
Great. Gregory Ortiz, fact or fiction?
I honestly think it depends on the platform, but for the most part, I'm going to go.
Sorry, you cut out. Did you say fact or fiction?
Sorry, I was saying it depends on the platform, but for the most part, I believe it's fiction.
Okay. Greg Morrison, is this fact or fiction?
I don't see any reason to do it, but I'm going to say fact because, you're still identifying certain words, so I'll say fact.
Okay. Fletch, fact or fiction?
That is a fact.
Okay. Derek Owasiak, fact or fiction?
That's facts.
Okay. Guys, if you want this to be explained, Dave Keys, I can show you up here. You said that this was a fairy tale. Right there. Guys, if you want this explained, I'm going to skip it if I don't at least get 100. 100 explains of why people are saying that this is fact. We're going to wait till we get 100. So as you can see, the explains are rolling up here. Explains are coming in pretty strong. And Jimmy, do you feel comfortable explaining why this is fact?
Yes, it creates more targets on your page. So, for instance, I don't know how to explain this with verbiage, but so for instance, you could create multiple targets on one page using a hashtag. So instead of, let's say you're sending link juice to a home page, you could send it to that individual hashtag or div ID of that for that page. So you can exponentially create more link juice.
Okay.
All on one page.
Right. So that's like quite interesting. Guys, is this something that maybe that you could tell Jimmy that's something you'd like for him to talk about at OMG Live? Give it a hashtag OMG Live. I mean, who knows?
I got something much better for OMG Live.
Oh.
I've been using that method to help boost up rankings for
Mm-hmm.
a lot of years now.
Mm-hmm.
So it does work. You guys should try it out.
There you go. Guys, you just learned something that you never knew was going on right now. Never knew was going on. So that's great stuff. So Dave Keys, are you satisfied with that? Are you satisfied with that answer? We like can't move forward until we got Dave Keys telling us that it's okay to. Dave Keys says yes, sir. So the fairy tale looks like that you just turned into a pumpkin, Dave Keys. You just turned into a pumpkin. So we will move along with that and go to the next question. A website can be ranked without links. Fact or fiction? So guys, let's wait. Fact or fiction, guys? Let's let it load up. Looks like everyone's saying fact. We're not getting one. There we go. We finally got our fiction. Everyone's saying that this is a fact. We got Jimmy Kelly up in this too. Look at that, Jimmy. Fact. We're getting a lot of facts in. We'll get started. Derek Wasiak, fact or fiction?
Was it I forgot the question.
A website.
Can you rank a website with no links? Yeah, that's fact.
Okay. Fletch, fact or fiction?
It's a fact. I don't want people to get the wrong impression about it, but
Right.
Absolutely fact.
Okay. Greg Morrison, fact or fiction?
For any website that matters, if you're talking any type of competitive, I'm gonna say no, but fact.
Okay. Gregory Ortiz, fact or fiction?
Just because of the wording, yeah, I'm going to say fact. You can rank a website without links, but just like Greg said, depends on competition.
Jimmy Kelly, fact or fiction?
Fact.
Great. Stephen Floyd, fact or fiction?
What Greg said.
Great. So, guys, if you want to explain further, which I don't think anyone does, everyone almost said fact on here. So,
You guys can rank on competitive stuff without links.
Exactly.
You can.
Exactly. So, we'll move on to the next question. Google's Firefly algorithm is actually Hummingbird updated. This fact or fiction? Fact or fiction, guys? Need everyone flowing. No one wants to answer. Come on, guys. Flow it in. Fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? Guys, stop searching in Google. I know what you're doing. Just put fact or fiction. You guys are killing me. They're killing me. That's why it's so slow. It's like, I got to look this up before I answer. I'm not going to get called out. Come on, guys. Flow it. Light these answers up. Fact or fiction?
Tell people out. I didn't even know there was a Firefly update. Just throw your answers up.
That's okay, Greg. We're going to get to you here in one moment. James Pemberton says this is a fact. Guys, come on. Let's get this fact. Guys, this is a unanimous fact here. Look. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the wrong one. Everyone's saying fiction, fact. Dave Keys is saying fiction, fact. Carol Reeves is saying this is fiction. We got fiction. We're waiting for some more. Fiction. Obviously, people went to Google and tried to find the answers very quickly. So we're going to go to our trusty SEO. Joe Marfolio, is this fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fiction. I don't know the answer to this one, so I'm going to just go fiction.
Great. Gregory Ortiz, is this fact or fiction?
I'm going to go fiction as well.
Okay. Fletch, fact or fiction?
I just recently figured out what panda and penguin were about, so I'm still at a loss as to hummingbird, firefly, or any other flying beasts.
Okay.
I'm just gonna throw fact out there because
Okay.
it's as good as any other answer.
Great. Okay. Jimmy Kelly, is this fact or fiction?
I don't remember the question.
The question is, Google's Firefly algorithm is actually Hummingbird updated.
It's applied to the maps, though, right? Google Maps.
It's a fact or fiction, Jimmy. Just fact or fiction. Just fact or fiction.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen a change in ranking, so it's
all
a
right.
fiction.
Stephen Floyd, fact or fiction?
And why didn't you ask Greg first?
Okay. Greg, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Are you sure,
I say
Greg?
fiction. I say fiction.
Okay. Stephen Floyd, do you say fiction?
Yeah, that's what Greg said. I'm gonna go with
Okay.
that.
Derek Owasiak, is this fact or fiction?
Yeah, it's fiction.
All right. Guys, I made up Firefly. There's no such thing. There's
That-
no
that's what you're talking about.
right. Everyone's like, did Cotton know something I don't? There is no such thing as a Firefly algorithm. I was waiting for Derek as he
Me, Cotton. I had no idea.
as Derek would normally go, there's no such thing as that.
I was messaging Jimmy. I'm like, you ever heard of this freaking? What the hell are you talking about?
There is some stuff on Google about that with the maps.
Right, but not no Firefly. Come on. It sounded legit, so I said, "Hey, let's run with it." So there you go, Steven. I want a full update on this Firefly algorithm by 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
So we will move on to the next question. I didn't realize this one was going to be so much fun. I actually thought it was going to be a waste of time, but I actually love it.
It's a pretty good name.
Yeah. Next one. Google doesn't use any visit, engagement, traffic data in any way to determine your search engine placement. Fact or fiction? Google doesn't use any visit, engagement, traffic data in any way to determine your search engine placement. Fact or fiction? We're getting we're just going back with Jimmy the astronaut. That's all they keep going back towards. So everyone's saying that it is big time fiction, Raven. Heidi says fiction. We will start out with Stephen Floyd. Is this fact or fiction?
I'm gonna say fiction 100%.
Joe Marfolio, fact or fiction?
I'm gonna go with fiction for the win.
Good.
I think. Wait, what was the question?
That's okay.
Yeah, I think fiction.
Jimmy Kelly.
Don't worry about it.
Be fiction.
Great. Gregory Ortiz.
I'm gonna go fiction as well.
Greg Morrison.
That's fiction.
Fletch.
I want to go with fact for the block, but I got to go fiction.
Great.
I guess for the win too. I'm going to follow suit. So.
Great. Derek Owasiak, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
It is definitely fiction. So, once again, if you want to elaborate on this further, do explain, but I don't think anyone needs any explanation on this one. I just was making sure we had enough questions here. This is going to be a good one. JSON LD, microdata, schema, rich snippets automatically add your listings to the knowledge graph. So I'll read that again. JSON LD, microdata, schema, or rich snippets automatically add your listings to the knowledge graph. Fact or fiction? You don't know what the knowledge graph is and you need to learn. But I want to see fact or fiction on this. And we will see what we got here. Guys, you guys are going nuts over here on this like thing. Guys, we're up here. People are putting, they're just going nuts. They're just putting fact fiction anywhere. So, they're seriously. Come on, guys, fact or fiction? Fiction. We're having a lot of fictions here. We got some facts. Fact, fiction. Everyone's going with fiction on this one. Here's a better one. Just out of curiosity, thank you, Tyler. At least you admit it. Guys, I want you to be honest here. And I want you to put it into the chat box, not on Facebook, so you don't have to be embarrassed. How many of you really know what JSON LD is? Give me a 1 if you do, a 0 if you don't. I mean, just great. Everyone's just answering fiction just because they can. Great. So guys, these are things that you need to learn also. So the question is, JSON LD microdata schema rich snippets automatically add your listing to the knowledge graph. We will use Jimmy Kelly last because he is probably the most knowledgeable about this. So we will go with Greg Morrison first. He would be like me and have the least knowledge.
Yeah, I'll say fact.
Okay. I know that this is going to be a great question for Gregory Ortiz. Gregory Ortiz, fact or fiction?
My gut says fiction, so I'm just going to go with fiction.
Okay. Fletch, fact or fiction? And Fletch knows quite a bit about this, so Fletch, fact or fiction?
Yeah, it does not automatically write to JSON. JSON LD does not automatically write to the knowledge graph, but it gives you a better opportunity to do so. It's fiction.
Great. Joe Morfolio, fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fiction.
Stephen Floyd?
Fiction.
Derek Owasiak?
Yeah, I wrote it, so it's fiction.
Jimmy Kelly, for the real answer to this.
It would be fiction.
Great. Jimmy, how important, guys, if you want Jimmy to give a brief explanation of why you need to know this stuff, or Jimmy, Derek, or Fletch to explain it to you, give a hashtag explain. I think you guys are wasting an opportunity for them to give you a little 30-second or minute explanation of why this stuff is very important. It's very important, and you don't know anything about it. It's one of the reasons why we put it in there. So when we get 100 of these, we'll see if we can't let Jimmy put the controller down from that dragon. Pay attention. So you'll see what's going on. So guys, we need a few more explains. So Jimmy, I think we're getting quite a few. So Jimmy, why is this important information of what's on the screen right now for them to know?
Well, for one, like the markup language that you're using is just a way to convey that information to Google. I personally don't think that means that they're just going to honor it. As in, so watch what will happen over the years as more and more SEOs start using this, because there's nothing to say that if they just automatically accept it, that people that want to manipulate SERPs, which we all do, aren't just going to put in falsified data. So they require another verification process in there. So like if it's business markup, they're going to go and pull from other data places to see if you're an actual entity. Likewise for products and everything else. So they might accept it as is, but it doesn't mean they're going to automatically put it into the knowledge graph with it.
Right.
And I think that they'll tighten that down even more as time goes on and the semantic web starts coming more into the forefront. Sure.
Derek or Jimmy, Fletcher, Jimmy, can you help me? What was that one? I want to show them what JSON LD can do. What's that one example that we used in Phoenix from that menu place? Do you remember what the search is on that for us to pull it up?
I think it's Paradise Bakery, Cotton. Paradise Bakery menu.
So, let's see. Let's pull it up here.
That's rich snippets. That's
that's
a part of schema, but it's not.
I don't think that one was it. Do you remember what it was, Jimmy?
I don't remember. I think it was a bakery that was sitting out, and I don't think it was in the Google. Wasn't it?
Hold on. This was in Phoenix, Arizona. Hold on. There it is. This is it, guys. This is what JSON LD will do for you. Look at this. Their whole menu is right here on the search engine. Now, tell me that you wouldn't like to be able to do this for some of your clients. Give me a hashtag hell yeah.
You mean a restaurant client, Cotton?
Yes. A restaurant client. Guys, how many of you seen
restaurant.
Guys, how many of you seen that thread today that was absolutely ridiculous with people arguing with us that restaurants were stupid to do SEO for? How many of you did? I know you did. Right. This is why it's an asinine argument to get in with someone like us when we know what we're doing. Never turn down money. So guys, how much do you think you could sell this for to a restaurant? Look at this. To be in the search engines and have this pull up on a phone, look at this. Tell me this isn't amazing. And this is what Jason LD will do. Now, I learned this from going to CERT from Kevin Polly. So what I'm like saying, I don't know how to do this. I know Fletch, you're like learning how to do this, aren't you?
Yeah, we include that on most all our sites
Right.
in one way, shape, or form. This is great for restaurants, but there's other ways to do it for other types of businesses as well.
Right.
But yeah, it's just another trust factor and content factor that Google's going to pay more and more attention to.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just it's like a title tag, but more important. Yep.
Guys, give me like hashtag understand. If you're telling me that you could not sell this to a restaurant, I mean, this is so valuable to a restaurant. So when someone says, hey, restaurants are stupid to sell stuff to, are you going to tell me this isn't powerful if someone's searching up their stuff and they can't have this sort of stuff go on? So guys, what I'm like seeing is when sure, Jimmy.
You can also do blanketing with this method as well.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the SERPs.
Sure.
Like, so all the other properties going up with it.
Right. But this is amazing. So this is the sort of stuff that can go on, and why that thread in Facebook was absolutely ridiculous, asking if you could make money off of a restaurant. So this is some of the stuff that you can do right here. Don't you agree, Stephen Floyd?
Absolutely. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Jimmy, and I'm just starting to learn this myself. I mean, I don't really know, or even Fletch, you can answer. Is this possible to like do this for things that we offer for search engine optimization also?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been ranking #1 for some terms just using the markup alone, not even doing links.
Yeah.
So,
guys,
yeah,
if you would like,
it's critical. Like this is where. So I don't know if anyone knows this, but all the unknown updates that you see in Moz, those are semantic updates that are happening in the web. And you can see how far back that goes in the Moz update page.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going towards this direction. You know, I don't think that links and things are going to completely deteriorate, but this is coming more into the forefront. I mean, if you take this and your engagement factors into play, like it's like they're going to be moving away from it, but they're still in this transition period right now.
Right. Guys, tell me give me a hashtag, please. I mean, if you would like to learn how to do this for your clients and yourself. I'm like very serious. I can like make a lot of stuff happen with pushing the right people, and so can Fletch and just other stuff. Fletch, you're going to be pretty competent in this here shortly, aren't you?
Oh yeah, we already are.
Oh, cool.
I mean, yeah, it's not. Links won't go away. It's always going to be an important factor because it's a way for people to connect with and navigate the internet. But if you've got better trust signals at each node or each kind of hop in the way those links are navigated, they're going to be more and more important. And so, with what Greg shows us as far as anchor text and title and URL and stuff, by far the most important factors. But these secondary factors are going to become more and more important as the internet and artificial intelligence that Google can implement evolves and becomes more advanced.
Mm-hmm.
So you stay a step ahead of the game. SEO is about competition. You don't have to beat Google, you have to beat other SEOs. And that's really what we're able to do with implementing JSON LD and schema markup and title tag and on-site optimization and links and anchor text and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to beat Google. Google is going to lead the way, and we're going to follow them, and we're going to make a bunch of money.
Sure.
So don't ever think you have to outthink Google. You just have to be better than other people that are trying to do SEO in your city.
Great. Guys, I'd like to know if this is the first time that you guys have ever heard of JSON LD. Go ahead and be honest. Put it in the Facebook group. Give me hashtag yes if this is the first time that you've ever heard it. And then no if you have heard it before. So we're like getting a lot of yeses. So this is the first time a lot of people have like heard of it before. It's kind of crazy, isn't it, Jimmy?
It is, yeah, it is, because they've been doing these updates since like 2008.
Yeah.
So
Look at all.
they've been slowly integrating this into what we see in the SERPs today.
Look at all of these. See all the yeses is the first time they've ever heard of it. So it's an open thing there for people to learn. So Fletch, there you go, my friend. You got a group of people that would love to know whatever you're doing as well. I mean, I myself being one of them. I just don't have time to move into sort of stuff like this, but it's very exciting stuff. I mean, I was blown away when I was talking to Kevin about it, and was excited about it ever since. So it's great stuff.
Yeah, this stuff with Kevin really opened my mind up to it. It's again, it's something that just helps Google understand what your website's about, understands different pieces of content on your website. So now that I have one of the best statisticians in the world actually working with me in my office, it lets us do a lot of things that we can bear out conceptually as well as with empirical data. Yeah.
Great. Guys, also, Stephen Floyd is wanting you to like his Google Firefly update page. If you will go there and let everyone know, because I'm sure all the Black Hat kids will be on that like a bum on the back of a caboose. Let's see if we can't start a fake update that just happened. What?
If you join it, there'll be like 50 people that'll join it in the next hour.
You know what I want to do? I think all of us should do it and then see if we can't get search engine land, because half of them are a bunch of idiots. To see if we can't get them, new Google Firefly update affects many SEOs. Like if those guys could rank a page, I might as well grow a third leg. It's crazy. It's funny. So, okay. Well, guys, glad we could illuminate you to that. I guess it was a pretty good question to put in there. You guys got to learn something so far. So just some other stuff where SEO is a continuing learning process, and some pretty cool stuff. Next question. If I could only look at just one metric to determine whether I wanted to link to my money site, it would be trust flow. This is a fact or fiction. If you could only look at one metric, would trust flow be it? Fact or fiction? It's going to be interesting to say what everyone says, because I know we're going to get some different answers. Fact or fiction? We're getting a lot of facts and a lot of fictions. It's split about right down the middle. Split right down the middle. Fact or fiction? Anything could be manipulated, Dwayne. Anything can. So fact or fiction? We're getting a lot of fictions and a lot of facts, about 50-50 right down there. We're going to start out with Greg Morrison. Greg, if you just had one, if you could only look at one metric and send a link to your money site, would it be trust flow? Fact or fiction for you?
I would never look at just one metric, but if I did, yes, it would be trust flow.
Okay. So Greg Morrison saying this is a fact for him. Derek Owasiak, is this fact or fiction?
One metric, yeah, it'd be trustful.
Okay. Fletch, fact or fiction?
Yeah, the keyword there for linking to a money site, it's absolutely true.
Okay.
Fact.
Joe Marfolio, fact or fiction?
I'd say fact if it's the only metric, though I can't ever imagine a scenario where I'd have to do that. But
right. Let's just pretend that we're in outer space and you can either eat peanut butter or a banana. That's what we're kind of doing here. You can only choose
banana.
Peanut butter for me.
Stephen Floyd, is this fact or fiction for you?
I'm going to say fact.
Okay. And Gregory Ortiz. We're going to end with Jimmy. Fact or fiction for you?
Yeah, if I had to choose just one, it would definitely be trust flow.
Great. And Jimmy, if you could only look at one. Oh, fact. Great. This would be fact for myself as well. So, guys, if you want us to further explain why, and I Am Donald says that he would use DA. And, guys, if you want us to explain, we need quite a bit of these. And I'll wait for about 10 or 15 seconds of why. Guys are going to have to come in with it faster if you want it. Yeah, they're coming rolling in. Derek, why would this be yours? If in a scenario where you could only choose one, let's say we're playing a game, and you could only choose one metric to determine whether it's a good link for your money site, why would it be trust flow for you?
Mostly because it's the hardest to manipulate versus all the other ones.
Mm-hmm. So you think it's the most trusted metric to determine whether it's a clean link or not?
Yeah, it's number one to go off of. It's not by any way the most, like, it's going to be 100% pure or anything like that, but it's also the hardest to fake. So.
Greg, what about you? Why would this be your one if you ever were down to a situation where you could just choose one?
Same exact thing. I never used to look at trust flow. It wasn't until I think you started telling me that you were looking at that a lot, and I looked into it, and a lot of the sites that I was finding at auction that were good met my metrics. I started with DA and then looked at quality of links, had high trust flow. So
Sure.
It's definitely something that's a lot harder to manipulate.
Great. And we'll end this with Steven. Why is this yours?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing that everyone else has said. Any of these metrics can be manipulated, but as for right now, it's the hardest one that most people, it's the hardest one to manipulate. So I'm gonna go with that.
And I'm going to end it with just this. And Jimmy, I just want one answer from you, just one. Jimmy, is it easy to manipulate trust flow? Yes or no?
Well, depending on how you answer, that might require an explanation.
No, there's no explanation. It's just a yes or no explanation. Is it
yes,
easy?
You can manipulate trust flow.
Okay, good. We will move on to the next question quickly. So, next question. In Google, there is no such thing as being ranked number one anymore because everyone sees different results. Is this fact or fiction? We will wait for everyone to answer. Fact or fiction? We will refresh the page. And you guys are shutting Google down here. Facebook. Fact. People are saying this is fact. So come on, guys. Let's load it up here. We got a lot of fiction, a lot of facts. Fiction, facts, fiction. Dave Keys is very passionate about his answers. Very passionate. He isn't, either way. He's certain or uncertain. And fiction, some things are just too plain at the top, no matter what. Okay. Heidi says this is a fact. Heidi says she'll box you for this answer. So we will see. We will go to our Dave Key says cool. We will go randomized order. Gregory Ortiz, is this fact or fiction?
This is fiction.
It's fiction? Okay.
Yeah, it's fiction.
Okay. Stephen Floyd, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Joe Marfolio, fact or fiction?
I'm going to go with fiction on this one.
Jimmy Kelly, fact or fiction?
Fiction, unless they're logged in to their Google account and never delete their cookies.
All right. Greg Morrison, fact or fiction?
That's fiction.
Fletch, fact or fiction?
Fiction. It would be misleading if I said fact. Yeah, people get results.
Great. Okay. And we will leave it at that. Did I skip anybody? I think I got it.
Yeah, fiction.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to bounce around to everybody. I'm sorry. There's a lot of people to keep track of. So fiction. All right, guys, if you want some further explanation on that, put it. If not, we'll move on to the next one. And You know what I'm realizing? That I was looking at my other screen and not doing this. So I apologize. I was looking at my other screen, so I need to keep this one, then switch back and forth so we can see what all the answers are. So we will move to the next question. Next question is, all Wikipedia links are the same. Is this fact or is this fiction? Let's see, guys. Let's light it up. Fact or fiction? Might have to do a refresh here. Fact or fiction? All Wikipedia links are the same. God, this is not even going to open up. We've locked this whole thread down. Here we go. Here we go. I'm getting a lot of, hold on. Fiction. Same what? That all Wikipedia links are the same. Same as strength, same as everything. And if you get a link from Wikipedia, it's the same everywhere. Same juice. But Stephen Floyd's got it right. Is it fact or fiction? Remember, Wikipedia has 100. Everyone, now we're starting to get a flow of facts come in here. We're going to end this with Derek Awasiak. We're going to start out with Greg Morrison, fact or fiction?
Let's say fiction.
Fletch, fact or fiction?
I just stepped out. What was the question?
All Wikipedia links are the same.
Oh, yeah. That absolute fiction.
And Gregory Ortiz?
I'm going to say that's fiction.
Joe Marfolio?
Fiction.
Stephen Floyd?
Fiction.
Jimmy Kelly?
Are we allowed to manipulate it once we do get the link on whatever page there is?
No, it's just fact or fiction, Jimmy. It's
All right,
just
then I have to say fiction.
Great. Derek, fact or fiction?
Yeah, it's a big fiction.
Okay, now, if you want Derek to elaborate on why this is fiction, we're going to need some hashtag explains. Because everyone out there, there's a lot of Wikipedia links out there being sold. And Derek is going to explain to you why his Wikipedia links have the juice and the others don't. So,
Because he manipulates it.
Guys, we need some more explains here. We need some more. Looks like we're getting enough. Derek, elaborate, please.
Well, I mean, the number one thing is going to be the relevance of the Wikipedia page that you're pushing to your money site or whatever project you're doing. And then next thing is it's just Wikipedia has a natural attraction for getting massive amount of links, especially from stuff like Greg teaches and linking out to Wikipedia all the time. So anything that you're actually going to, like we actually trying to find the most relevant page, and whether it's ranking, usually it's going to be ranking for that same keyword, and then that's the way we extract the most maximum amount of push out of that link versus just building a new link and then trying to manipulate it. And it's going to take a lot longer, but you can, manipulate it. But trying to actually build a new page or a new article on Wikipedia is going to take a long time and very hard to get approved. So that's the way we do it.
So like Derek, all these people that are selling these $10, $15 Wikipedia links, why shouldn't people buy those?
Well, usually the moderation on Wikipedia is extremely heavy.
It's great.
Yeah. I mean, you can find a lot of them are just finding old broken down links, or they're having 301 methods in there, and then usually there's going to be a moderator or even a really high level editor is going to come by and they're just going to wipe it out usually after a couple of months or even a few days. Even like some of the high-end quality stuff that we do still gets taken down. So never mind doing trying to throw and stick one on there. Definitely get moderated immediately. So it's just getting harder and harder to do Wikipedia links because the quality check is getting heavier and heavier. So
Okay.
something we take our pride on, and we don't get the links done in 2 days. Sometimes they take like 2 months, but we're guaranteeing at least 6 months stick ratio and replacement if they don't. So
Great. Good. Thank you for your answer. We're going to take a little.
And that's at gotwikipedia.com.
Why don't you throw the link out to everyone that's on the webinar right now?
Yeah.
There you go. Guys, we're going to go. We're going to go off the script a little bit, and I want to see this. Guys, would you attend a SEO mastermind that was led by Jimmy Kelly for 2 days? Give me a fact or fiction. Fact or fiction. If you have any interest in that. And there's a lot of people doing it. I just need to refresh. And we're getting right here, down here. Guys, let's see it. Fact or fiction. You would be interested in an SEO mastermind from Jimmy Kelly. Fact or fiction? Wow. Susan doesn't like you very much, Jimmy. Fact. Heidi says fact.
That hurts Susan.
I know. Oh, Susan says fiction. Then she says fact, and there's just all sorts of crazy stuff going on. So we're getting a lot more in. My page just isn't updating fast enough. Oh, that's because I'm on the wrong one, and people are putting it on the wrong one. So here we go. So guys, what if I were to tell you that there is a mastermind that is being done by Jimmy that has never been talked about before, that we're going to give you an opportunity, if you want, to attend? Do you guys have any interest in getting that link to find out how? I got to see at least 200 hashtag explains. Seriously. Jeff, I don't know what you're talking about. This is the one in Paris. Jimmy, you see all these explains coming in? A lot of explains.
I do see that.
Yeah. So, Jimmy, I think you've got enough explains. Someone wants to know if Paris Hilton will be in attendance. We could only wish.
Does that make it better?
Hey, you never know. Never know. So, Jimmy, why don't you kind of tell us if this is a fact or a fiction?
Well, this is a fact. I am doing an event that's coming up here in September, and it's going to be 2.5 days, roughly.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had a lot of people bug me about wanting to learn stuff that I don't share on public venues. So I decided to do an event for the heck of it.
Wow. And what's the dates on that?
It's September 14th, 15th, and 16th.
September 14th.
Here in Austin, Texas.
15th in Austin, Texas. So right there it is. So how would you guys like to have the link to be able to join this mastermind? Give me a hashtag hell yes. Give me hashtag hell yes. Jimmy, if you could do me a favor and drop that link into the chat box so everyone can get it.
I will say that there's about 5 seats left on it.
Okay.
Just so people know. It's a small event. I wasn't looking at doing something crazy.
Jimmy, could you just name some of the guests?
Interested,
Out like side to you're going to be doing it. Could you name some of the people that will be in attendance there?
We have a lot of people there.
No, but some OMGers that are already confirmed to attend.
Well, I think Mike is going.
Mm-hmm.
You were going to go.
Oh, I am going.
Derek is going.
That's right.
Let's see. Greg may go. Depends on if he has to watch his kid or not.
Wonder why all we would go, Jimmy. That seems like that if we were all going to be there, that's a clear damn sign that everyone should be there, shouldn't it?
So we can have a good time.
Quite for the tequila.
We are going to make sure that we turn you into an astronaut at the end of the event, and we're going to send you into outer space somehow.
But this is going to be like for hacks and tricks and things that they want to know that I currently use. I'm going to outline my method for ranking for, both major keywords and local crap and stuff like that. So
this is basically undiscussed material, correct?
That's correct. It's not going to be recorded.
Mm-hmm.
NDAs will be signed.
Fingerprint, DNA?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Urine samples.
In the NDA, you are allowing me to negative SEO your site in the event of disclosed information.
Great.
It's completely legal.
Does everybody get an e-cigarette upon arrival?
Well, actually, there will be some fun goodies there.
Oh, wow.
And we are going on a boat ride for the first night. So
wow.
That'll be fun just to it'll take them for a tour of Austin and
interesting
to see the sights and stuff like that. So it'll be fun.
Interesting. So, guys, if I want to make sure that everyone got the link, just do it in the chat box. If you happen to get the link, give me an 8 in the chat box of the GoToWebinar chat box that you did receive the link so you can check it out. I'm not getting any 8s.
Well, that's because I realized I only shared it with organizers and panelists.
Oh, there you go. Well,
helps to pay attention when you hit send.
There you go. That's why I had to make sure and follow up. So, guys, if you got it, I want you to give me a number 8 once you get it. Jimmy, let me know when you've sent it.
I did send it. It should be in the chat box now.
Guys, I'm only getting like 4 8s. Let me know that you got it. Great. I think everyone's busy checking it out. Everyone got it. Good. Guys, if you need to ask any further questions, still no link. Let me see. I didn't get it. Where is this? Hold on. There we go. Let me put it right here.
They could just throw it up on the screen if you want.
I am. That's what. This is it right here. I'm also going to come over here and paste it right here. So there we go. So this will be the page right here. It's my buddy Dave. And Jimmy, this is at a nice location at Four Seasons. Very nice location.
Yeah, it is a nice location. If they're looking for cheaper hotel options, there are some around the corner in walking distance. So there's always other places there to go.
Nah, so. I'm high roller, Jimmy. I'm staying at Four Seasons.
That's where I'm staying.
Exactly. So, guys, September 14th and 15th, the link is also right here in this group. So it's right here on the screen. So you will be able to comb through the thread and find it whenever you get an opportunity. And if you have any questions, I guess just, Jimmy, what's the best way to answer any questions about the event?
Oh, man, they got to hit me up on Skype.
Wow.
I would say Facebook, but I don't check Facebook very often. So
right.
You can leave it with Facebook, and I'll try to check it more diligently here in the next few weeks. Jimmy will do his best to check it. So there you go. So, all right, guys, if you have any questions, it's pretty exciting. As you heard, Greg is trying to work out stuff with his son to attend. I know Mike, myself is going to be there. I know that Derek is going to be there. I know that several other people that you're familiar with in OMG is going to be there. So it's definitely something that I would consider going to if you want to take your SEO to the next level and if you really want to get inside of what Jimmy's doing. And this is one of these rare
treats to where Jimmy feels like opening up everything he knows, no holds barred, NDAs, and lock it down. And you don't really foresee, do you actually see yourself doing another one, Jimmy, or is this it for 2015 that we know of?
Well, this would be it for 2015. I'm not planning on doing. Yeah, I don't know.
Right. So this,
I don't think so.
So this very well could be the first and the last. We never know, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. Depends on how well it goes, so we will see. So guys, please check that out. You got the link in both places, and we'll move on to the next question. We'll go for about another 20 minutes, and then we'll shut it down here. Next question is, generally with income reports, SEO uses net income. Amazon uses gross. Guys, is this fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? When you hear all these numbers flying around, is SEO using net? We'll read the question one more time. Generally, with income reports, SEO uses net income. Amazon uses gross. Fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? Come on, guys. I want to see this load up. This is a very good question. Coco says I don't know. Fiction. Wow. There's a lot of fictions here. These people are going to be in for a rude awakening, I guess. So, fact. Great. We're going to start this one out with, it says, I only know half that question. Well, I know all the question. So we're going to go to Stephen Floyd. Stephen Floyd, is this fact or fiction?
That would be a fact, Cotton.
Exactly. Gregory Ortiz, fact or fiction?
That would be a fact. If I used my gross the way some Amazon people do, it would sound like I made a ridiculous amount of money as well.
Joe Morfolio, fact or fiction?
Fact.
Greg Morrison, fact or fiction?
That's a fact.
Fletch, fact or fiction?
I think it's probably a fact. I haven't posted any Amazon reports, but
yeah,
from what I've seen, I would say fact.
Yeah. Derek, fact or fiction?
Sure, why not? Fact.
Jimmy Kelly, fact or fiction?
I would say fact.
Right. Guys, it is 100% fact. I have never, ever, standing alive in this body on this earth, have I ever seen an Amazon income report that is nothing but gross. Never net. Trying to pin down an Amazon person about what their real net is virtually impossible. I've tried to do it. So when you hear income reports that, Fletch is making $65,000 a month, that's pretty much the net. Fletch doesn't have a very high overhead. When you hear Joe Morfolio, when you hear Greg Morrison making over $200,000 a month, that's pretty much his net. Greg Morrison, what sort of cost do you have? Do you have a staff of like 1,000 people?
No, I say I spend maybe 10 to 20 a month. Most of that's on testing, buying PBM, stuff like that.
Sure. This will be the first month that I do over 500, and I'll probably only have about 10,000 in costs, and that's just from dorking around, just software, buying sites, just doing things that I really shouldn't. So what I mean is, did you not mean OMG rather than SEO? No, I meant SEO income reports are net, because over 95% of everything that's coming in, Amazon, trust Susan. I'm very good friends with her. She said Amazon profit margin ranged from 30 to 60%. So when you hear that someone's making $150,000 a month, I'll let Ann answer this. Ann, does that mean that they're making $150,000 a month? Ann's a pretty fast typer. Suzanne is. We'll see. But she's also in a lot of the Amazon webinars. Very, very, very knowledgeable about all this stuff. So guys, just remember, when you hear income reports, always ask, is it net or is it gross? Be very, 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 very careful. I'd be shocked. I would be ultimately shocked if there was a lot of people pulling in, 500K a month profit. I would almost pass out. But there's very, very, very few people doing that I know of. So, and maybe that's 1 month, not consistently. So just keep that in mind. So this is 100% fact. So we'll move on to the next question. I think we already gave the explanation for it as well. So next question. Greg teaches that you should end URLs in .html to gain better rankings. Let's see how much you guys pay attention to Greg Morrison's training. Guys, is this fact or fiction? Greg, did these people pay attention to you?
I hope so. I didn't see anyone.
Greg, this is new training from you. These people, they're not staying on top of the news feed like they should. Well, guys, it's fact or fiction. Oh, missed the question. The question is, Greg teaches that you should end your URLs in .html to gain better rankings. Fact or fiction? Fiction. Oh, Chris says this is a fact. It's a fact. Getting some fictions. We'll wait for a few more. Fiction, fiction, fiction. Gregory Ortiz, is this fact or fiction?
That's fiction.
Joe Marfolio, fact or fiction?
Fiction. I never heard that.
Joe.
I've never seen that teaching anyway.
Come on, Joe. Come on. Stephen Floyd, fact or fiction?
Dude, that is pillar 5. So that's a fact. That's pillar 5 of Greg's SEO pillars.
So you're saying this is fact? Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's pillar 5. I'm pretty sure it's pillar 5.
Fletch, is this fact or fiction?
Oh, I end all my URLs in HTML. Yeah, that's how I make all my money. That's being facetious. No, it's not important. It comes into play if you do certain things, but it's not a ranking factor.
Derek Owasiak, fact or fiction?
I think he doesn't. So fiction.
Look at Derek's not sure, so he thinks if he whispers, he gets out of it.
Fiction.
Fiction. Jimmy, fact or fiction?
I think he puts the window.location.href equals. No, I would say it's fiction. Do a jQuery redirect.
There you go. Greg Morrison, we're going to go to the answer on this. Is your new ranking strategy, did you not teach us to put .html in everything to rank better? Fact or fiction?
Just put it in the newsfeed a few days ago, and people must not be checking it. Update. Yeah, that's fiction.
People were freaking out. They're like, what? Guys, that is 100% fiction. .html doesn't matter. Greg's not going to teach that. So, next question is a fun one. Is this fact or fiction? Greg Morrison drives a Cadillac Escalade. Is this fact or fiction, guys? Can you see Greg Morrison rocking it, dropping it like it's hot, literally listening to some... What do you listen to, Greg?
I listen to everything.
Oh, let's just say that Greg's listening to some NWA back from the 80s and his Escalade. It is Escalades. So guys, is this fact or fiction? How well do you... Oh, William Smith says Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift. And
hey, don't knock Taylor Swift. Don't knock Taylor Swift.
I think that's what we're all trying to do, Fletch.
Well, not in the wrong way.
It says some people thought that you drove a Bugatti, And Don Parker says that you would be listening to SEO Speedwagon. They said that they've got a photograph of you in your car right here.
I'm too short. I can't steer on the steering wheel.
Where's all the phone books?
Yeah.
So, guys, is this a fact or a
The
fiction?
hydro.
Is this a fact or fiction, guys? We need enough. Let's get them in fast and furious. Fact or fiction? Come on. We will start out with people that don't know. Derek Owasiak. Is this fact or fiction?
I don't think it's physically possible. It's fiction.
Okay. Righty. Gregory Ortiz, fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fact.
Okay. Joe Marfolio, fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fact, and I'm going to add that he probably has tinted windows, very dark.
Wow. Okay. Stephen Floyd, is this fact or fiction?
It's a fact.
Okay. And Jimmy Kelly, fact or fiction? Jimmy might have passed out on us or took a pee break. So
He's on a battleground right now.
yeah, he is. He's fighting a dragon and 3 witches. So we will go to the answer. Greg Morrison, do you drive a Cadillac Escalade, fact or fiction?
That is a fact as of 6 months ago.
So there you go, guys.
Wow.
Derek, you were wrong, my friend. Greg Morrison.
I've got the seats go up.
I was driving around a high-end Honda Pilot until about 6 months ago.
A high-end Honda Pilot?
That's right.
Wow. Well, you upgraded, so that's fantastic. It's a nice car. So, guys, now you know Greg Morrison drives a Cadillac Escalade. I'm sure that's going to make your night run a little smoother. Here we go. Next question. If a 301 is used as a buffer for bad links and your site gets penalized, all you have to do is remove the 301 and the penalty will go away. So let's read that one more time for you. If a 301 is used as a buffer for bad links and your site gets penalized, all you have to do is remove the 301 and the penalty will go away. Fact or fiction? Let's let these roll in. Let's get them rolled in. Hold on here. Let's get here. Chris Hayes says this is a fact. Come on, guys, let's roll it up. Fiction. Greg uses WordPress, so it's fiction. Oh, hold on. Put it down here. Whoa.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy.
What's up with that?
Is that me, Danica Patrick's body?
That's you and Danica.
For the record, I would love that to happen. All right.
Oh, Greg, you're so sexy, man. I swear. If you weren't already taken, I would ask you out. So Dave Keith said that you were so hot he forgot the question. So guys, this is important. I'm gonna ask it again. If a 301 is used as a buffer for bad links and your site gets penalized, all you have to do is remove the 301 and the penalty will go away. Fact or fiction? We're getting some facts in here. Fiction. We're getting a little bit of, so we will start out with Joe Marfolio. Is this fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Stephen Floyd, fact or fiction?
Ooh, you should probably do me last. I'm going to say fiction.
Gregory Ortiz, fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fiction.
Greg Morrison, fact or fiction?
I'm actually testing this right now. Let's say fiction, I guess.
Fletch, fact or fiction?
If the 301 was the reason for the penalty, then it's fiction. Otherwise, yeah, stays in place.
Derek Wasiak, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Jimmy Kelly, fact or fiction?
Do you want the penalty to go away quicker or slower, or does that matter? Does it just matter if you remove it if it comes away at some point in time?
I love you, Jimmy. It's just fact or fiction. Jimmy's like, well, you mean if I 301 14 of them over there? It's just fact or fiction.
I would say fact.
Fact?
It will go away at some point in time.
Okay, all right. Okay. Guys.
Yeah, it doesn't say that the 301's responsible for the
Exactly.
penalty.
So, guys, if you want more explanation on this, once again, we need to see. If not, we're like going to move on to the next question. We're going to move on to the next question. Yeah, we're not getting near enough.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we're not getting in near enough. They're coming in so slow, Steven, and I know you want to explain.
Yep.
Steven, why don't you go ahead and explain it because you want to explain it?
Yeah, guys, I threw this question in here, and of course, just like every one of these fact or fiction, the real answer is it depends a lot of the time. But the reason that I sent this one to Cotton is because I see this a ton in Black Hat groups, and unfortunately, a lot of their crap gets shared in OMG. And so, what I wanted to make clear was this: if you have a let's say you have a domain and you're sending 1 million bad links to it through all the worst places. You point that to your money site. If that causes your money site to get hit, simply removing that 301 doesn't necessarily remove the penalty. It can remove the penalty. It sometimes does remove the penalty, but also frequently it does not remove the penalty. So sometimes people are teaching you something that looks like you have an easy out, and you think that it's an automatic out. Well, if all this happens, then all I got to do is this and fix it. And that was the case probably, 9 months ago. But lately, it has not been the case. I've seen several examples of people who have done this exact same thing. They've gotten hit, they removed it, and the penalty stayed. Now, will the penalty go away a year from now or 2 years from now or whatever? I have no idea. But I just want you guys to know that, if simply removing that 301 isn't a guarantee that the damage it did is going to go away.
Okay. Thank you, Stephen. And we will also go to the next question. And this is a pretty serious question considering last time what happened. Guys, Fletch was a rodeo clown for 2 months. Is this fact or is this fiction? Fact or fiction? We need to know. Uh-oh. Look, Fletch.
Well, I see some people have actually become quite knowledgeable about my background. A little better than last time around.
So,
I
guys,
didn't believe that I could take my clothes off in front of people.
Fact or fiction, guys? Come on, fact or fiction?
I feel better about this, actually, strangely enough. No.
Rodeo clown stripper, we're like getting. Come on, guys,
Yeah.
We're
getting closer to the truth.
We want to see some more, either fact or fiction here. Looks like it's almost unanimously fact here.
Wow.
Hold on, I think I'm gonna. So Fletch, you're gonna go last, and
All right.
I'm gonna update this.
I'll withhold.
I'm gonna update this, and we're gonna see where we're at. People are saying fiction, fact. So what we're gonna do is we're going to go right into Jimmy Kelly. Is this fact or fiction?
I'm going to say that's fiction.
Okay. Joe Marfolio, fact or fiction?
I've known Fletch for 2 years, 3 years, and nothing ever surprises me, so I'm going to say fact.
Okay. Gregory Ortiz, fact or fiction?
Yeah, Fletch has had a pretty interesting life, so I'm going to go with fact.
Okay. Guys, regardless if this is fact or fiction, I want you to be doing up the rodeo clown stuff with Fletch's face in it. Please. I want this. I want that cued and ready to go. Derek Wasiak, fact or fiction?
I assume it's the fact.
Okay. Greg Morrison, is this fact or fiction?
I gotta say fact.
Okay. And Stephen Floyd, is this fact or fiction?
It's gotta be a fact.
It's got to be a fact. And there we go.
Gotta be.
They've already done it, Fletch. They've already done it. So there you go.
You know what? I actually feel pretty good about this, Cotton.
And right.
And the only way to answer it properly is to tell a short story.
Well,
so there was a fateful night back in 1999 when me and everybody else on the receiving corps, a bunch of receivers, University of Wyoming, one of whom was on the rodeo team, we snuck out to the bullpen, which was actually different than what a baseball playing bullpen would be. It was actually a pen full of bulls. And we each took turns riding bulls. And one of the things I did that night was to make sure that if somebody got bucked off, they didn't get gored. So while I didn't paint my face up and wear those little hoopty overalls, that's actually really good. Dave Keith, I would take my hat off if I had an ugly cowboy hat like that to you. I've kind of been a rodeo clown. Yeah. It was not at a rodeo where people actually watched other than like
Fletch, please don't. I swear to Jesus, I just made this up again because I knew it couldn't be true.
Hey,
oh my God! Are you kidding me?
I have not done something.
Fletch,
in all likelihood, you're going to be wrong.
No, I just made this up because it was so ridiculous.
You should actually talk to me off of these crazy questions.
Unbelievable.
I was not naked when I did it. Does that have any bearing on this?
Well, now you are.
Well, now I got that.
Oh my God, you were an actual rodeo clown.
Well, kinda. I didn't wear funny clothes, but yeah, I grabbed bull's horns.
Oh my God.
Stepping on one of my friends. I don't know what to say.
Fletch, this is.
That's what going to school at the University of Wyoming has to do with for you.
Wow.
You will probably encounter some type of livestock trying to step on your friends that you have to protect.
Oh my. Fletch, I don't know about you, my friend. Literally,
I don't either.
I sat
really
here today.
I never made my way online.
I sat here today and I said there is no way. And I swear,
That is the most unlikely thing he has ever done.
Dude, I thought there's no clue in the world that I thought that you stripped, and so I put that in there, and I was shocked when you go, oh, I did, and now I find out shockingly that you were a rodeo clown.
That happened, actually. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There weren't that many people in the grandstands, but technically, yeah, I was out there hopping around,
wow,
grabbing the attention of bulls or steers or whatever they may be from stepping on my friends. So yeah.
Fletch, I'm going to be honest with you. I really felt comfortable not even telling you that I was doing this because I thought that it was going to be funny.
Of course you did. Of course you did. It's still funny. There's nothing about this not funny.
Oh, I know. Crazy. Guys, if you're not shocked at like Fletch is not only a male stripper, but a rodeo clown also. Give me a hashtag Fletch rocks, man. I mean, what a combination. Fletch has stumped me once again. I'm sitting here in the middle of the day trying to work, and I'm like thinking there's no freaking way that this is so out there and so ridiculous that it can't be true. I didn't discuss it with him because I wanted to see his response when I seen it. And now we find out that it's true. So, guys, please, we want the rodeo clown pictures of Fletch to keep coming fast and furious. So, wow. All right, guys, we're going to do about 3 more questions, and then we're going to call it. Because we didn't have any questions and answers. We've been going for about 2 hours and 20 minutes. And here it is. EMDs rank better than branded domains. EMDs rank better than branded domains. Uh-oh, there we go. Someone got the whatever you do.
My profile picture, and my wife is gonna love it.
Whatever you
I
do,
think that's how she sees me anyway.
don't honk Fletch's nose. Whatever you do.
Yeah, and my nipples are not that big, so.
Fletch, were you called the Candy Man? Because this guy appears to be called the Candy Man.
So if I had an EMD, I bet I would rank for that.
Yeah. Guys, I think what we're looking for is hashtag Candyman is what we're looking for right now. Oh my God. So Dave Key says he's turned on. Either way. So there we're starting to get the hashtag Candymans come in. So yeah, I know, Dwayne, we can't unsee that. So with the question, we'll go back to the question. EMDs are easier to rank than branded domains, fact or fiction. And we will just go straight to the panelist because we are distracted. Derek Wasiak, fact or fiction?
Fact. Sure.
Okay. Gregory Ortiz.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a fact as well.
Okay. Joe Morfolio.
I'm going to say fact, but there's a lot of factors. I mean, if it was just branded and EMD, brand new, I don't know. I'll say fact for the sense of it.
Okay. Stephen Floyd.
Fact.
Okay. Jimmy Kelly.
It depends.
Jimmy, it's fact or fiction. You remind me of a girlfriend that could never give me a direct answer.
It's like yes or no, but there's a whole lot of maybe in between.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's where the explain comes in. That's why they do the hashtag explain. Then you get to explain if they want to hear.
Mm.
So
I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll go with fact.
Okay.
Sure.
Greg Morrison.
Fact.
Okay. And have I missed anybody? Because I'm distracted by this clown here.
What that clown hasn't weighed in yet.
Oh.
I can put my fingers in the air and still
fact or fiction?
What? The wording on the question was a little obscure. I'm trying to wade through it.
It was. It
EMD, if done correctly, will outrank something else.
Yeah. Fact or fiction?
Fact. Yep.
Okay. Guys, if you want them to explain more on that, give me hashtag explain. And if not, we will move on to the next question. I don't think we're going to get enough quickly enough. Yeah, we're not getting enough quickly enough. We'll go to the next question, guys. Using webmasters is dangerous for SEO. Using webmasters is dangerous for SEO. Is this fact or fiction? So, guys, what is this, fact or fiction? Getting a lot of fictions in, as you can see. A lot of fictions. Patricia says it's a fact. And Dave Key says that it's a half. It's a faction. So I think that Dave Keys doesn't know what to answer, so he answered half that. Derek Owasiak, is this fact or fiction?
Is it dangerous? Can be, but it's mostly fiction.
Okay. And Jimmy Kelly, is this fact or fiction?
Well, I think we need to define website as either like a backlinking site or the money site.
Webmasters, man. Webmasters.
Webmasters. Webmasters.
I would say fiction.
Okay. Gregory Ortiz.
I'm going to say fiction as well.
Joe Marfolio.
So the question said it can be dangerous.
Yes.
It can.
Yes.
I'm going to say fact because I believe it can be dangerous. If you, I mean, it can.
Okay.
Mm.
Great. Fletch, fact or fiction?
Yeah, following Joe Marfolio on that one. It can be dangerous. Yes.
Stephen Floyd, what's the final word on this, fact or fiction?
Well, I think it said is dangerous, right? Not can be. What was the question again?
Yeah, I've already moved on to another question because I'm trying to cherry pick on the other screen.
It says is.
Is dangerous.
Yeah, so as worded, I'm going to have to call fiction on that. But again, like everybody said, there's explain, obviously, if people want to know.
Okay. Guys, if you would like to have an explanation on this, we will be more than happy to. We just need to get about 50 explains.
I'm going to put that picture on my desktop.
It's the best one ever. I don't know why. It just is.
That's I'm making that my wallpaper.
It just looks like Fletch is so happy jumping cows. I don't know.
I have never once worn red overalls. You guys have to know that.
Oh my God. Guys, we need a whole lot more explains if we're going to get this, or just I don't think anyone cares. So I think that's it. No one really cares. So nope, doesn't look like it. All right, we're down to our last two questions. The last question is, Golden Hands was also Hands of Steel and worked as a security guard. Guys, I'll read that again. If you don't know who Golden Hands is, that's Stephen Floyd. He revealed at the last Fact or Fiction that he was a masseuse.
Cotton, you suck.
So, guys, was Golden Hands also once known as Hands of Steel and worked as a security guard? Is this fact or is this fiction? Guys, we want to know. And people say the facts are rolling in. Fiction. Is Golden Hands also the Hands of Steel? That's what we really want to know. We got a fact. Well, no, not an Army Ranger. He was a security guard. That's what we're going with. We already know that he was a Army Ranger. We're talking about a Dudley Do-Right security guard. Hands of Steel.
Like a mall cop.
Yes. Stephen Floyd was a mall cop named Hands of Steel. So we want to know if this is fact or fiction. And guys, yes, I really do want to see Stephen Floyd in a security uniform, like a mall cop uniform. I really want to see it bad. More than anything in the world, actually. So please. Stephen Blair. So we will go to our expert panelists. Derek Awasiak, is this fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fiction.
Fiction. Fletch, is this fact or fiction?
I don't know. Golden Hand's pretty influential. Fact.
Okay. Fact. Greg Morrison, is this fact or fiction?
I say fact.
Okay. Gregory Ortiz, fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fiction.
Okay. Jimmy Kelly, fact or fiction?
I guess I'll go with fiction.
Okay. Joe Marfolio, fact or fiction?
I'll go with fact.
Okay. And I'm going to go, and I honestly did this on a hunch, but I'm going to go with fact. Stephen Floyd, I need to know. Are you also the Hands of Steel as well as Golden?
I got to tell everybody, honest to God, Cotton did not ask me this question before this webinar. Cotton?
Yes.
Yes. I actually was a licensed security guard in Texas immediately after high school before I joined the Army. Yes.
Hands of steel.
Actually, flashlight of steel actually was the that was my weapon of choice.
Oh my. It can only be on this. Guys, Stephen really wants you. Guys, please. If you want 2 amazing questions to end this out, I really need more than anything. I need some hashtag hands of steels. I need some hashtag hands of steel on here.
Oh man.
Yeah. How do you like that one, Stephen?
Dude, that's hilarious.
What you don't realize is as much as we've talked, I always hear, "Oh, once I was a security guard, so I remembered that."
Okay.
You see?
All right. I don't remember telling you, but yeah. That's funny.
Exactly. So, guys, we want to see hashtag hands of steel. And, guys, please, I want you to, even if you're in bulletproof, I want you to just line that thing up with some hashtag hands of steel.
No, don't do that to me, Cotton.
Oh, hold on, guys.
Cotton, so, fun story while we're getting the memes here. One of my jobs, I actually did security at a hospital. And that meant that I got to take if anyone passed away, I got to take them to the morgue in the hospital. That was how awesome that job was. So 2 o'clock in the morning, me and a gurney go down into the basement of this hospital by myself to put this thing into like the slab, like in the basement. It was not a glamorous job. SEO's a lot better.
Great.
I wouldn't suggest it.
Gregory Ortiz is the one that helped us all out because he certainly was sitting around waiting for questions, but wanted to make sure that he could put you up in there. So, guys, please, I'm a little disappointed that you guys. There we go. Look. There we go. Here they come. There they are. Hands of steel lives, my friend. Hands of steel and golden hands.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff.
My kids are gonna get a kick out of this.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Greg, did you ever believe that one man could have golden hands and be hands of steel all at once?
I did. That was my vision all along.
All right. Because you were there, here's one of the 2 last questions. Having a secure HTTPS encrypted increases rankings. So having an HTTPS increases rankings. Guys, is this fact or fiction? We're getting a lot of fictions. We're getting a lot of facts. So let's load it up, guys. These are the first of the last 2 questions. And we're getting some in here. We will start out with Derek. Fact.
Fiction.
Okay. Fletch, fact or fiction?
It's fact. Pretty unimportant, but it's fact.
Okay. Greg Morrison, fact or fiction?
Fact.
Gregory Ortiz, fact or fiction?
I say if the site was already ranking, it's a fiction, but if it wasn't, then a fact.
Okay. Jimmy Kelly, fact or fiction?
That would be a fact.
Joe Morfolio, fact or fiction?
I'm going to say possible ranking factor, fact.
Okay. Stephen Floyd, fact or fiction? Or I'm sorry, Hands of Steel, fact or fiction?
That's going to be a fact.
And that is 100% fact. I have tested it as well. But I don't want anyone to go running out there and doing that. If you want more explanation on it, once again, 50 hashtag explains and we'll explain. 50 hashtag explains and we will. If not, we'll just let it go. Well, looks like they're flying in. I've done tests with about 15 sites like this, and I've taken them and totally just did it, which is a nightmare to do once your site's already set up. The easiest way to do the HTTPS is when your site is brand new. But I've actually taken a site that was actually ranking on page 1 and tore it apart and then put the HTTPS on it. It's hard to do. It's a lot of work just to see what would happen. I only seen a rankings increase of only 1 or 2 spots overall. Not worth the time to do it. Is it? I mean, if you can do it from the very beginning, I say, why not? It's an extra, if you know how to do it, it can be very cheap. You do it through GoDaddy, it's like $60 or something like that. They do it for you. If not, you can get these certificates for as little as, I think, $6 or $7 at places, and then do it yourself. Anyone else want to add anything in that's actually tested this?
Yeah. Hey, Cotton.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop a link in the group. Yeah, this is. I mean, actually, Google confirmed this again. Not that not that we believe everything that Google says, but yeah, they basically confirmed. And if you think about it honestly, anything that you have to do, any more hoops that you have to jump through for a site is going to be an additional trust factor for that site. So just logically, it makes sense that it's going to. I would expect it to be kind of like what you said, a couple of positions. I'm not saying that if you're on page 3, you switch over to S and you're on page 1 or anything. But, you got to figure that it's got to be a trust signal, because, you've gone that extra effort, you've spent that money, and it's just something that spammers don't do. It's an easy way to differentiate spam from, quote, real sites.
Yep.
So, anyway.
Yeah, it isn't anything that I would be alarmed that you don't have by any means at all. It's, it helps, but not enough for the juice for the squeeze. If you can set it up from the beginning like that, fantastic, but it is a lot of work. Stephen, have you ever tried to take a site and move it to SSL, after it's already up?
No, I haven't. I have all my e-com sites obviously are set up that way, so I have a little bit of data because I have some sites that are very, very similar, but it's not the same site. But I do have sites that are really, really close, and the ones on the secure are ranking better for me. But I wouldn't call that's not like real data or anything. That's anecdotal at best.
Right. Greg, have you done any testing on this?
Yeah, definitely. Like exactly what Steve just said, if you're jumping through an extra hoop, you're spending extra money on it, they're going to give you, because your regular person setting up a site is not going to use that, right? So they're going to give you a little bit of boost if you use it, and yeah, the sites that I use it on do seem to do a little better. So
yeah, great. So last question. Google can detect fake social signals. Fact or fiction? Google can detect fake social signals. So guys, we will wait on here. People say fact. What's up, Michael? Michael was with us out in Vegas. He was a madman. I think he did Calvin Harris, Cascade, and Tiesto all in 3 days. He's a madman. So getting some fictions, some facts. Michael Bittler said he's been posted on the wrong page. Well, my friend, welcome. It's all good. Uh-oh. There we go. You got Stephen Floyd back up here with Poncho. So, Stephen is saying, please be fiction. Please be fiction. And we'll wait for a few more. I'm getting them, but they're just not updating on this screen for some reason. So we will start out with Joe. Is this fact or fiction?
Can they detect all fake? No, I'll say fiction.
Gregory Ortiz.
Yeah, I'm going to say fiction as well as far as detecting all of them.
Greg Morrison.
I mean, they can detect them, not all of them, so I guess fiction.
Derek Wasiak.
Can I see that wording on that again? Just in case.
Let me.
Always the devil's in the wording.
Google can detect fake social signals. Can detect.
They can detect fake social signals. Yes, that's fact.
I'm changing the fact as well. I didn't write it wrong.
Great.
Yeah, I'll change mine too. I thought it said Paul.
Well, good.
Do what Derek does.
Good. Right. Fletch.
It's kind of a loaded question. Fake being contrived or really like anomalous. We can build one that looks fine and we get all the metrics out of it, but I'm going to say that is fiction. If
Okay.
I'm right.
All right. Jimmy Kelly.
Say if they set it up right, it's fiction.
Okay. And
it depends on the social signals, really.
Sure. Stephen Floyd, fact or fiction?
Yeah, I'm going to say fact exactly the way the question was worded.
Great. I'm going to say that this is 100% fact, and I'm going to try to dig up the article that showed where Google spent $250,000 to some Berkeley grad students that bought an algorithm off of them that was meant to detect fake social signals that they're going to be implementing. They've already have. So whether they are doing it or not, they're spending a lot of money right now trying to detect fake social signals. So just as Jimmy said, but if you guys want a better explanation, we can dig into it. I've already posted that article once 6 months ago, right inside of OMG. And it's literally when you go out and you buy cheap social signals from Fiverr, from all these guys, if you set them up right, as Jimmy says, it's just like PBNs. It's just right now, Jimmy, don't you agree that like social signals are like the Wild West right now, that they're going to start clamping down on it and we're going to have to get things a little bit more real?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. They're always trying to clean up their spam, so.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So they bought an algorithm that detects fake social signals. How accurate it is, I have no idea. But for Google to spend that much money to some guys that are in graduate school that don't even have a job yet, it seems that they thought a lot of it, that they wanted to build out on it. So I would say it's a fact. So with that, guys, we're going to go into a small after credits. And how many of you would love to get your hands on a software that emulates Jimmy that you can pick up to rank your website? Give me a hashtag yes. I want to see it. Because I'm not even going to talk about it. If we have over 300 people on, I'm not even going to talk about it if you're not interested. It's going to be literally as having Jimmy Kelly in your house doing the SEO for you. Tell me that you wouldn't get excited about that. Well, guys, I can tell you this. Next Wednesday, Jimmy is going to be my special guest, and he is going to unveil a software that he has been developing. Jimmy, how much money have you pumped into this?
Too much.
Close to 100,000, perhaps?
Yeah, that's the right ballpark.
Yeah. Close to $100,000. Guys, if you would like to be the first people on this earth to get your hands on this software that Jimmy has sweated over for the last 6 months, backed it up with $100,000 of his money, I want you to give me a hashtag, show me. Show me. because and I'm going to see how many of you do that. How many of you are interested to get your hands on this? And Jimmy, it's from what I understand, I don't want you to do anything. It's literally pennies a day, isn't it? Pennies, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it'll help out a lot.
Right.
So it's
Right. So guys, what I want you to know is next Wednesday on a simulation webinar, we are going to unveil this software that you can get for mere pennies a day that is going to take your stuff to the next level. If that's something that you want to be in attendance for, and unfortunately, guys, I'm just letting you know right now. This, I'm not sure if this is going to be open to everybody, but I'm going to do my best to make sure this is open so everyone can get it like this one is. Guys, if you would like to be able to attend this, if you're not in Director's Cut or Breakthrough, I really need to see your hashtag show me's because I'm going to have to go to bat to try to get this thing ready to go for next Wednesday. And I think you would be absolutely insane to miss this. You know, this is one of these fun webinars where you guys get to learn a little bit. We laugh, we get to hang out with our friends and have fun. But next week, we're down to business. And it's all about making money. If you know one thing about all these assimilation webinars, we have never pushed or shown you anything that just doesn't work right now. And this is no different. So if you're ready for that, I'll be posting the link to this sometime over the weekend. And guys, I would jump aboard. Jimmy, is there limited spots for this? I mean, are we going to be able to handle all OMGers or just a few?
yeah, we can handle it all. It's on a beefy server.
Great.
We've been polishing it.
Well, guys, what I can tell you is this, and I'm going to talk to Jimmy. Jimmy's just opening this up for this webinar, and I don't know how long he's going to keep it up. But he's just going to open it up to people on assimilation, watch how things go, and then decide whether he wants to roll it out further from there. So that's going to be next Wednesday, guys. Next Wednesday, assimilation webinar. Special guest, Derek, Jimmy Kelly, over the shoulder, Jimmy Kelly ranking software that you need to get your hands on right now. And guys, I know what you're going to ask. Can this work for Amazon also? Yes. Yes, it can. So all of that stuff. Guys, I would love for you to be able to take the time out right now. Please thank our guests, guys. They're, a lot of them are here on their own time just because they love hanging out. We're all really amazing friends. I consider them all my brothers. Please thank Derek, Fletch, Greg, Gregory, Jimmy Kelly, Joe Marfolio, and especially Stephen Floyd. Guys, they have given your time here just to hang out with you. They could be with their families, could be watching TV. It's a summer night, guys. They could be doing a lot of stuff, but you know what? They care about you. I care about you. That's why they're all here. I'll let everyone say their last words, and then we'll go. Derek, you have anything you need to plug?
Nope.
Juicy Domains is doing good?
Yeah, we're pushing out juicy picks every couple days now. Those are pre-checked, pre-spam filtered.
Good.
And there's the ones moving quickly. So
great. Fletch, any last words, buddy?
No, just mostly happy to be on.
Great.
Yeah, I understand how the internet works. I'll teach anybody that wants to know.
Guys, be sure. When's your webinar on Sunday, Fletch? What time?
8 Pacific, so that's
11 Eastern. Guys, 11 Eastern, I wouldn't miss it, especially if this is your first few times on an OMG webinar, guys. Fletch helped me get to where I'm at right now. He can do the same thing for you. Sundays, guys, make it there. Greg, anything you need, buddy? Any last words?
No, I just looked over. Actually, you mentioned it. Juicy Domains Sunday looks good. So.
Great, guys. Juicy Domains got Greg Morrison's recommendation for PBNs. So, Gregory Ortiz, anything you want to say or last words?
No, just thanks for having me.
Gregory, let me ask you a question. You got a pretty amazing software that's getting ready to come out pretty soon, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Right.
In about another 2 weeks from now or
Right.
so.
And I've got a peek at it. It's going to change a lot of what we do and how we do SEO and manage things, isn't it?
That's the goal. Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. Guys, it's pretty crazy stuff. And I'm just telling you, I've got to look at it also. Joe, any last words, buddy?
No, just thanks for having me on, man. It's always a great time.
Guys, if you need some extra special attention, Joe's hot seat, man. Joe will put you on the hot seat. He is the father of the hot seat. So we're going to start calling him right now. Joe, your webinar is what time tomorrow?
It is 8 Eastern tomorrow, 5 Pacific.
8 Eastern tomorrow. Guys, if you need help or if you need some one-on-one attention, Joe's brilliant. I talk to him almost daily. He's brilliant. He will be able to help you through whatever problem. He's giving you the special attention you need. Guys, get on that webinar tomorrow. And guys, what more can we say about Stephen Floyd? It's the only other program that I would recommend outside of OMG that if you're not in it, you need to get in it. Stephen, can you do me a favor and drop how we can get inside of Bulletproof?
Yeah, I'll drop that in the group. But hey,
Great.
man, I wanna say I'm really happy and proud to be part of a group where I've got people like I had a chance to look at Gregory's new software coming out too. It's really, really awesome. And Derek and Todd's new domain service, the
Right.
Juicy. I mean, how cool is it that we like know these people? You know what I mean? It's just so awesome. I'm so honored and proud to be part of the group.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you all, and thanks for having me.
Sure. Guys, once again, it's the only other group that I endorse outside of OMG is what Stephen does. So it's the only thing that I do. I know Fletch is in there. I know Joe's in there. Fletch, did you give your endorsement on it?
Absolutely.
Joe?
Yeah, it's one of the only places I go.
Yeah. Joe?
Oh yeah, I mean, I talked to Stephen, you know, and that's one of the highlights, getting closer to him in the last 3 months. He really is a genius, man. So I
Definitely.
anything he says, 1,000% behind.
Greg, do you give your endorsement to Stephen Floyd?
I was just asking about 20 questions just as this webinar was going on. So, yeah.
Definitely. And guys, please don't forget, Jimmy's got his event also. But you know what? I haven't asked Jimmy for his last words. Jimmy, I'm sorry. Your last words.
My last words, I don't have any.
I'll have them for you guys. If you're gonna pick out an event this year where you're gonna spread your money out, be sure and be there. I'm gonna be there. Greg's gonna try and be there. Mike Long will be there for certain. Derek's gonna be there. That ought to be enough to tell you that you need to be there. So check it out. We've dropped the link inside this thread. Jimmy's also sent it to you. Check it out. If you got any questions, send it over to him. And I don't think that I've left out anybody. I have nothing to promote but assimilation. So, guys, thank you for joining us. Remember, next week, Jimmy Kelly, Derek Wasiak. I wouldn't miss it. Hopefully, we'll be open to everyone. If not, thank you, guys. Have a good night.